mean, when you all are in the breakout room, do you say, make sure you remain seated, stationary in an upright position and ready to attend court? Do you all say that to your clients in the breakout room?
That's reiterated in the breakout room, Your Honor. It's communicated through at least 2 text messages before the date of court.
Oh, so now I'm not gonna feel bad when I bring somebody in and they are walking to get in place and I not just delete them. I shouldn't feel bad because they've already heard it at least 3 times.
I'm not gonna take a position on that one, Judge.
Okay, well then, because I told you all, I'm leaving some stuff in 2024.
My apologies, Judge. I was charging my phone.
Okay, charge it the night before.
You're right. My apologies.
Okay, this is Mr. Flanagan. Can you put Miss Gray's name behind Perkins so I?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, shout out to Brecken. We're starting strong already. I have not seen any of this. Let's go.
Ms. Stevenson, if I could put a recorder in the breakout rooms where you all talk to your clients, I would, because I don't believe that you all tell them to remain stationary. I don't believe it. Because everybody who is coming out of the waiting room is not stationary.
I don't know that this court has known us to not be truthful.
I know. I mean, what I'm saying is maybe if we had a tape recorder in there, it would show us that when you say what you say, it comes out something different, like on Charlie Brown. Womp, 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 womp.
I know you're used to the 20 and 25 case docket. Embrace this 10, 11 case docket, magistrate. I mean, it's okay.
Mr. Vincent, you're absolutely correct. But that meeting from this morning kind of threw me off. I'm used to just getting started.
Yeah.
And then we got this heavy meeting this morning. I'm like, oh my gosh, it is what it is.
I got it.
$1,000, 10% capious bond. Do you have any questions regarding your bond and/or court date, sir?
No.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Okay, ma'am, what is your name?
Karen Muse, sir.
Ms. Muse, you have some traffic matters in which you failed to appear in court for. As a result of your failure to appear, warrants for your arrest were issued. The court's going to set aside these arrest warrants for your personal bond in each of these misdemeanor matters that carries a maximum penalty of up to 93 days in jail and/or a $500 fine. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have a right to an attorney. You can't afford an attorney, one will be appointed on your behalf. The tickets are U391-42117. Smoking at a gas pump. The ticket U393-24017. Anyone out with permission? Ticket U602-54121. Trespassing. Ticket P1547781. Loitering and disobeying a lawful order of police officer. As I stated earlier, personal bond, no dollar amounts. Pre-trial, Valentine's Day, February 14th, in front of Judge Michael Wagner. Now to your main matter. This is case number 1.
Also, thank you, Zach. I know you assisted in this deal here. Zach ultimately got it to me in a good form.
160-448-7801. You said Michigan versus Karen Muse. I believe this is Attorney General case. For the record, I have a $100 10% capious bond set March 27, 2023 by Judge Bryant. Appearance, Mr. Murad.
Brian Murad, PA 3665. On behalf of Ms. Muse, we waive the reading, stand mute. Ms. Muse has been advised of her rights.
Excuse me,
Don't do it, Ms. Muse. Don't do it, Ms. Muse.
Ma'am. Okay, Ms. Murad.
Your name is Wow.
Ma'am. Mr. Murad.
Yes,
Why
Judge.
should I not continue this capious bond set by Judge Bryant almost 2 years ago?
There were address changes and competency issues, Judge. She was finally found competent, I believe, more recently, but there was a time where she was not. I know that now that we do have a good address for her that was different than the one we had originally, and we also have her mother's contact information. I think we're armed with the information to get her to court. So I'd ask for one more opportunity here.
$100 personal bond, ma'am. You're supposed to stay out of the MGM casino.
Yes, sir.
Free trial.
Can I tell you I have an attorney?
No, I don't want to hear a word from you. Ma'am, if you interrupt me one more time, you and I are gonna have some problems. You got a personal bond, free trial, January 28th in front of Judge Bryant. Stay out of the MGM casino. Step aside, please.
Thank you.
Yeah, stop talking about your case, please.
What's your name?
Chanel Holyfield.
Are you the real deal?
Yes, sir.
All right, case number 240-612-6201. Peace of Michigan versus Chanel Holyfield. Appearances, please.
Benson for the people.
Brian Murad, PA 3665. On behalf of Ms. Holyfield, we waive reading, stand mute. Ms. Holyfield's been advised of her rights.
Court of not guilty plea on behalf of Ms. Holyfield. By recommendation from the people.
Yeah, with all due respect, I don't know if the real deal ever ended up using beer bottles to knock people out. Allegedly, that's what this defendant ended up doing. She used a beer bottle to assault an individual in a bar. Now, Judge, I see it. It's an offense that dates back to December 2nd of 2023. I think you're familiar with this. The warrant was entered January 2nd of 25. You were the one who ended up reviewing the complaint in this. I don't have any priors. I have a defendant, a second defendant who hasn't even been arraigned yet. So I can't even use that in this argument as a precedent as to why cash or personal should be used. So I'll defer to your discretion. It is highly assaultive. The individual that the defendant ended up assaulting had to go to the hospital, as you can surmise, as a direct result of injuries from a glass beer bottle. But Judge, I'll leave this one up to you. I just wanted to give you everything that I knew.
I'm calling for the glass beer bottle. I didn't find that in the report. Can you give me a paragraph, Mr. Vincent, before I make an argument?
Sure. Bottles or glasses?
Which pair?
Are you looking at the same report? Okay.
For Ms. Holyfield? Anyway, forget that for now. Let me just let you know, Judge. No problem.
It's personal. Okay. All right.
She's working full time here, 10:30 to 4. High-low driver. Police called her to come home. She comes home on the warrant. They arrest her. No flight risk at all here. But we'll let this flush out in court. No like intimate relationship. As Mr. Vincent
I think
out,
a no contact provision will suffice. No contact, personal bond, $10,000 personal bond. No contact with Ms. Mosley, and give. I think that'll suffice in this type of case. I'm not going to. I think that'll suffice. No possession of any handguns, firearms, other dangerous weapons. While this case is pending. Probable cause January 22nd, preliminary examination January 29th, both in front of Judge Taylor. Step aside, ma'am.
Thank you.
All right, I think that concludes the morning docket. I'll see everybody at 2:30.
All right, easy peasy. Good to see you guys.
Thank you.
All right, appearances, please.
This is a citation. It was issued on November 18th of last year on 135th Avenue there, Hopkins Township, is for improper lane use. Ms. Vera, you are here on this citation to do one of three things. First is you could admit responsibility to the citation, or two, admit responsibility, but you'd like to provide some sort of explanation as to how or why this happened. or 3, you wish to contest this citation, in other words, fight the ticket at what we call informal hearing, what were you looking to do?
To fight it.
All right, then I cannot see you, but I would ask you to raise your right hand, same way the deputy is going to raise her right hand so I could swear you in. Do you swear or affirm any testimony you give here today would be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, and Ms. Vera, it makes a lot more sense for me to start with the deputy. She has the burden to establish to me why you were issued this citation in the first place. But after that, you'll have an opportunity to either ask questions or testify on your own behalf, all right? And with that, deputy, if you want to pick up the narrative somewhere it makes sense and explain the issuing of this citation.
Yes, on 11/18 of 2024, I was traveling west on 135th. I was west of 131 and observed a red Dodge vehicle in front of me. And I noted that the vehicle was unable to maintain its lane. It was crossing the solid white line. It was crossing the the center line, so much so that I suspected the person was under the influence. Initiated a traffic stop. The driver was Miss Vera. Upon contact with her, she denied any problems with her vehicle's tracking, suspension, or steering. There was no odor of intoxication. She reports to me that she's a new driver and that she's learning. She had no explanation for her inability to stay within her lane. So I issued her the ticket.
All right, Ms. Vera, what is it you'd like to tell me?
Well, my parents are going through a rough time and they're going through a divorce right now. So my mom decided, she told me to, if I had a choice to go live with my grandma temporarily, that's what I did. So I was trying to learn new routes from her house to work. That's where I was going, from her house to the casino, and then from Lake Casino back to her house. So that's the route I went down. The 135th, I don't know where it was, 135th Avenue. What was it? On what was it? 135th Avenue down 138th Street. What is that? What was said? No, I think I have it right here. Some road, but and then also yeah, it was a new driver. I was afraid. I didn't really drive 2023 much because most of the time my dad was driving for me, so I was too afraid.
Okay, hold on a second, ma'am. You're giving me a lot of reasons why you may have done this, but you asked to fight the ticket. To fight the ticket means you're going to tell me you were not crossing the center line and crossing the fog line. It sounds
so
more like you're giving
fighting.
me an explanation of why you were.
I mean, I wasn't like, it's hard, and it's also hard for me to like drive at night too, and it's super dark, and I was like making me really nervous, anxious, because that's when I saw the lights in my mirror. I couldn't see that well.
Okay, ma'am, but I mean, these are your problems, not everyone else's problems. Essentially, if you cross the fog line, you might hit a person. If you cross the center line, you might hit a car. That's why you're supposed to stay in your lane. I doubt this deputy would have wrote you a ticket for occasionally drifting towards one of those two lines. But she says in the time she's following you, you're crossing both of those lines multiple times. That's why you have a citation. It means you're not driving very well. You understand that, right? That it's dangerous to drive this way?
And I didn't realize I was out of my lane.
Well, yeah, but that's the problem. You need to realize that. I mean, November 18th, I don't assume this was like snow-covered roads or anything, right, Deputy?
And mainly,
right.
It wasn't.
So, ma'am, I would find you responsible on this citation as it's written. That means you would have to make arrangements with the district court to pay those fines and costs. If you wish to appeal this to formal hearing, you must do that within 7 days, and you must come in and post a cash bond in the same amount as the
Also-
fine to guarantee your appearance. Do you understand your rights on appeal?
And also, I didn't like, I wasn't familiar with the road basically because I didn't know it was a curve, like a turn, and then you go curve, and then you go curve, and then you like turn so many
Okay,
like,
ma'am,
curves.
but that happens on roads, right? They curve. So you have to be able
Right.
to be a good enough driver that you're actually staying in the lane regardless of what the road is doing.
But I'm not familiar with that area either, Allegan or Door.
Yeah, but you're familiar with driving on a road, right?
Yeah, but not so many turns. I'm not used to that.
Okay, well, don't cross center lines and don't cross fog lines or you will keep getting tickets, all right? I'm gonna go ahead and release you. Thank you. Thank you, Deputy.
Yes, sir.
All right. Mr. Goble, you want to take yourself off mute? All right. I do need you to take your hat and your sunglasses off. You are in court.
My bad.
So this is a citation issued on November 28th of last year on US 131 there in Layton Township. It's a civil infraction for no proof of insurance. Mr. Goble, you're here on this no proof of insurance to do one of three things. First is you could admit responsibility to the citation, or two, admit responsibility, but you'd like to provide some sort of explanation as to how or why this happened. Or three, you wish to contest this citation. In other words, to fight this ticket at what we call informal hearing. What do you wish to do?
I would like to do number 2 to give an explanation.
Okay. Sir, I see your seatbelt's on. You're not driving, are you?
I'm pulling over right now. I just got off the highway. I'm a mobile mechanic. I just pulled over.
Well, let me know when you're stopped and parked.
Yep, I'm stopped and parked right now.
All right. So what is it you'd like to tell me?
So I would like to explain that I had just bought the car like 2 nights previously. My mom took me to go pick up the car. I left the title at my house and I was taking it to my uncle's. I didn't know it was a civil infraction or actually against the law to transport a car from point A to point B after buying it without insurance.
Okay. I understand that, but that's sort of not how it works, because if you get in a wreck, you don't, it doesn't matter what the circumstances are. Everybody needs to have insurance when they're on the road. So I'm assuming you fixed that since then?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, here's the good news on that. You do have a ticket for no proof of insurance, but that ticket right now costs what? I think it's like $145, something like that, right? Hold on, let me look. It's a $145 ticket. What I tell everyone is I'd rather have you have insurance and use your money for that rather than just paying fines and costs. If you were, before 5 o'clock today, to send proof that you are an insured driver now to the court, that ticket can go all the way down to $25, which is a lot better than $145, right?
Yes, sir.
So if you want to do it that way, I'm going to write right on here that you will text or email proof of your insurance on this vehicle to the court by the end of the day, and then we'll save you $120 on that. All right.
Yes, sir. You got an email or a phone number?
Well, call the district court. So their number's right there on your appearance. It's that 673-0400 number, and they'll tell you the email to send it to.
Okay.
All right.
Yes, sir.
I think it's districtcourt@allegancounty.org, but I don't want to tell you the wrong one, but I'm pretty sure that's it. So you understand what you're going to do, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, then we'll go ahead and release parties. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
State of Michigan, 36 District Court.
All right, sorry about that. We had a little mix up. It's my fault. We replayed some clips I've already streamed, but there should be more good stuff, hopefully, that I haven't streamed.
Or they let him work with the hammer. To become fully skilled took many more years of perseverance. Tamagawa was in his 30s before he was.
Yes.
Are we still in court?
I'm in a breakout room.
Okay. And we supposed to meet with the lawyer in here or something?
I imagine. I'm in the same position as you.
Okay.
The judge.
Okay. I just heard all the
He'll be
music.
back. He had to go.
Yeah, the judge went to a
had to
breakout
go
room.
into a breakout room, so he'll be back.
Right.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Go back on the record with Mr. Anthony Lewis. Mr. Lewis, I've given you an opportunity to speak to counsel. Counsel, what's your client want to do?
Your Honor, my client would avail himself of the people's offer to enter a plea to the open alcohol as a passenger. But we need to do so on the basis of he has no recollection of fairly important matters as to what was in the thing. It's some 6 years old.
Yeah,
so
does the officer have a recollection of what was in there? I don't have a ticket in front of me. Let's see, do we have a fine?
Which one? Oh,
Yes, please.
Mr. Berry, who are we talking about?
Mr. Lewis, Anthony Lewis.
Anthony Lewis.
Thank you.
Trial. Last page. You have a ticket here.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we've got recollection.
All right, you want to take the deal, sir?
Yes, sir.
Raise your right hand, please. You swear or affirm to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Put your hand down. You understand the maximum possible penalty for this offense is 93 days in jail and or $500 in fines? We should have given this vice a raise. Here, hang up that phone and come on in here. Give the good morning to you. Give him his advice of rights and let him read that. We'll put that in the file since he's here. Until you get ready to, until you finish reading that.
How you doing, Your Honor?
How you doing?
Well, I guess I'm all right.
You didn't know that Bud Ice was gonna come back to haunt you, did you?
I'm being honest, I really don't remember.
Changed things up. You was having a good day until that Bud Ice came back.
I do not remember the whole incident. I do know this, I was not intoxicated.
That thing changed, messed up the whole day. Step up. Yellow line. Get in the yellow line. All right, Mr. Lewis, did you read and sign this advice and rights form?
Yes, sir.
You understood those rights?
Yes, sir.
You know what, by taking the deal, you're gonna give these rights up?
Yes, sir.
Has anybody offered you anything other than what's been stated in the record? All right, let's see it. You don't recall back on October the 6th, 2018, at around 10:30 PM in the city of Detroit, in the area of Crane and Mack, sitting in a 2007 Jeep?
Yes, I remember, I just don't remember the whole instance.
I didn't ask about the whole incident, I'm just asking about that Bud, I'm not about that Bud Ice. You remember that?
I recall.
25-ounce can.
Yes, I do.
And that was open? And you said you weren't drunk? I don't know if he would have written that on there. I know that he wrote that it was open, and I'm assuming that it was something in the can. Was it anything in the can?
I'm totally honest. I don't.
All right. So I have no objection for a no recollection of a no contest plea to open alcohol.
No objection, Your Honor.
Passenger, no contest. No contest plea is just like you don't remember, but it's gonna be treated as a guilty plea for the purposes of a sentence, all right? All right. And, because I truly believe he doesn't really recollect that. All right, so for that, I'm gonna stipulate the probable cause, we'll dismiss the other matter.
So stipulated, Your Honor.
And I'll waive the warrant fees and you'll pay the reinstatement fees, so $240 is gonna be the fine. 240, when is it gonna be? That's a whole lot of Bud Light Ice 25-ounce cans.
I paid the ticket to the warrants lifted.
You paid, you probably put a bond on it. Probably paid a bond. All right, if that's the case, then
I paid $400 for both. You said one of them is dismissed?
Yeah, one of them is gonna be dismissed and then they can apply the bond to the other case and the other fines and fees, all right? No, I can look on it here. Can you apply that bond for him?
Yes.
So he doesn't have to wait down at the room?
Yes. Yeah, I will,
240. Are you still on, Manderson?
No, sir.
We need to get it addressed for you so that check can go back. Whatever is left over can go back to you because you're not walking away with any cash today.
I could use it.
I bet.
But, should I state my address?
Yes, please. We'll change that because that's where the rest of the funds, if there's any left over, are gonna go to, all right? We'll say apply bond. All right, and that should close things out.
But I have a question for you.
What is that?
Would you happen to know of any program? Because these 2 points it's gonna cause me a problem. I have some options right now that I'm pursuing.
Well, did you talk to Mr. Berry about that? So you should have talked to him about that. But I know one thing, do you have a valid license?
Yes, sir.
So.
My record is clean and.
So what it should do, the 2 points should do, any objection to dismissing this upon payment, Mr. Barrett Bowman?
No, Your Honor.
This is a 2018 case. We'll dismiss upon payment. So we'll keep your record clean as far as your misdemeanor going to be on here. The points are going to survive. What happens if you're under 3 points, the Secretary of State will send you a letter and they'll give you an opportunity to take a class. Now it's on a case-by-case basis. And it would depend on what your driving record looks like. You say it's clean, I don't know what it is, so I can't tell you whether they're gonna do it or not. But more than likely, if your record is clean, they should send you a opportunity to take a class and get those 2 points taken off. Is that what
That's what I was concerned.
All right, then that's what should happen if you are right about your driving record. So everybody's driving record is different, and they're going to make that assessment of whether they give you the opportunity to take those points.
So they're not gonna automatically send me a.
They should.
They will?
They should. But I would go check with them. They're gonna get this probably next week. It should go through today, I don't know, but definitely that next week. And that'll start putting things in effect. So by Wednesday or Thursday, go to the Secretary of State. All right.
Thank you.
All right. And you next time, and if you need to speak up to your lawyer about those things, that's what he's there for.
Yeah. He's kind of racist.
No, not Mr. Barry.
He's kind of racist. And I don't go back and forth.
You don't?
No.
All right. All right, well, if there's nothing further, we're gonna put it in the system, change the address too, so.
I sure will.
Please. And then that's all we do.
Thank you.
Best of luck to you, sir. Happy New Year to you, all right?
Yes, sir. Same to you all.
All right.
People versus Flowers.
Morning, Your Honor. Jeffrey Fant on behalf of Mr. Flowers. Mr. Flowers is,
Yeah, he's not, I don't know if they signed out or what they
He's
did.
in the waiting room.
there he is.
He's in the waiting room, I guess. People versus Flowers. Listen, at county, you guys are gonna have to quiet down. It's so loud, I'm not even gonna be able to hear you guys. County.
You can maybe quiet down, you say?
Yeah, it's so loud in the background. They need to fix those rooms.
They need to turn his video back on.
Yeah, turn the video on as well.
There we go. All right.
Have them shut the door, or I don't know, it's just too loud. Thank you. Still too loud, but whatever. All right, People versus Flowers.
Morning, Your Honor. Jeffrey Fant on behalf of Mr. Flowers. Judge, Mr. Flowers is going to plead to the 0860 and 2603 cases. 25001 to be dismissed. Recommendation is 13 days jail, credit 13. He also owes $541 on a 2021 double parking ticket, Judge. He is serious financial difficulties. I'd ask the court to consider waiving.
All right, sir, did you hear, understand, and agree with everything that your attorney just stated?
Yep, I do. No problem.
What he's saying. Sir, you'd be, the plea agreement is this, that you'd be pleading guilty to the 2 trespass. I don't know what all the noise is in the background, but I literally can't hear. It's louder than I am. I don't understand.
It's the rooms next door to them, Judge.
It's just that's horrible. Horrible.
He said he can't hear him.
I mean, they basically made echo chambers right next to each other, and then I don't know who the engineer is or whoever. This is the new facility.
Yeah.
Like, this is garbage. So whoever built it, whoever designed it, nice job. I'm being facetious. So it's horrible. So, sir, I want to make sure you.
Thanks for the clarification, Judge Slavin.
Did you hear everything that Mr. Fanto just stated?
I did, in fact. The Starbucks will be waived. Possibly the ticket, that was up to you. The hospital, unless I'm sick, is to be stayed away from. And there was one more.
The BP station.
As well as the BP gas station.
All right, so, and you understand that you talked about all your constitutional rights with Mr. Fanto, is that correct?
Yep.
Okay, did you understand all of your constitutional rights?
Yep.
My God, who's next door that's so loud? I just don't get it. All right, so did you understand all your constitutional rights?
I do.
All right. You understand that in order to accept the plea agreement, that you'd have to waive your constitutional rights because there wouldn't be any trial. You understand that?
I understand.
Did anybody promise you anything or threaten you in any way to get you to do anything today?
Nope.
All right. So as to the 2 trespassing charges, you'd be pleading guilty to those. The other misdemeanor charge for trespass at Starbucks would be dismissed. And as to the 2 other ones, one for the hospital and one for the BP, how do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
For the hospital for those are in fact guilty. Those were the 2.
So you were at the hospital there in Taylor and they asked you to leave and you refused to leave, is that correct?
Yep, I had foot pain and I just wanted to rest in the lobby. They just didn't allow me to that night. That was all.
Okay, but they asked you to leave and you failed to leave?
Yes, I couldn't walk. So I just asked to be taken in to the station. I requested to. So I just took the waiver as a misdemeanor.
Oh, okay, and then at the BP, they asked you to leave and you didn't leave?
What happened, Judge, is if I might, the report indicates that he was there, he was told to leave, he left, and then he came back.
Okay. All right, so is that a correct recitation of the facts, sir?
Yep.
All right, I do find that there's a factual basis for accepting your plea. I'm going to sentence you to 13 days in jail with credit for 13 days served. I'm going to waive the fines and costs.
That's fine.
All right, and then I'm going to dismiss the other matter. And that's on both those matters. You are going to stay away from the BP and stay away from the hospital and the Starbucks. With regard to the civil infraction for double parking, I'm going to set aside the default and waive the fines and costs, close out that file.
Thank you.
I understand. Thank you, Your Honor.
Good.
Humphrey McDonald.
Right to the podium.
People against Humphrey Clark McDonald, 24B708496. Your name, sir?
Humphrey McDonald.
I sentenced you on July 9. This was a domestic violence charge that the prosecutor pled to disturb the peace. I have a charge here that alleges that you failed to attend and complete the anger management 4-week program as ordered. If you plead guilty or if you're found guilty, this would be a first technical violation. You could get 5 days. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Did you sign, read, and understand this advice of rights revocation and probation form?
Yes, sir.
If you plead guilty, you will be giving up all those rights and there will be no hearing. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Now, you do have the right to a lawyer. I'll be happy to provide you with one at public expense. You want an attorney?
No.
You waive your right to a lawyer?
Yes.
The charge that you failed to attend and complete the anger management 4-week program, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Call in, Beth, please. You were ordered to attend and complete the anger management 4-week program, right?
Yes, sir.
Did you fail to attend?
I attended 2 of the classes. It was a Zoom meeting. The third one I couldn't get into.
What do you mean?
Something changed. I clicked on the email and the room didn't open. I called the probation department. They said to call the company there, and I called them, and they told me everything would be fine. I would get an email and not to worry and all this. The following week, on a Wednesday, since that's the classes, I clicked on the email. They changed it to Tuesday.
Okay.
So I couldn't, the following week after that, I never got an email.
Has anybody forced you to plead guilty?
No.
When did all of this take place?
Last year.
No.
Oh, the Zoom thing?
Just slow down. When you missed the 3rd session, when did that occur?
I don't know, a month ago.
So then you called the company. They said they'll send you an email. You opened the email.
Right.
And you found out they changed it to Tuesday?
Yes.
Well, was that, how much? Okay.
They agreed to change it on Tuesday in the class I missed.
I see.
So I called probation. I asked her if I could go to the VA. She said she'd be willing to work with that.
When did you talk to Ms. Wilds?
A few weeks ago. I don't know. But there's a misunderstanding. When I came here originally, I was told to go to anger management.
That is what I told you to do.
So I went online, found the Downriver Counseling Clinic. They said they didn't do that anymore. They referred me to another place. So I went there for 3 weeks. I've got the paperwork or the paper. And when I brought this back to the court, Team Mental Health said, we don't accept that.
You brought it here?
Yes.
Well, because I wanted you to do anger management, not
I understand that, sir.
Not mental health treatment.
When I called that place, I told them the circumstances. Oh, that'd be fine. Everybody's, perky and bubbly. Come on in.
Wait a minute. They were perky and bubbly?
Yeah, everybody's willing to help me, but nothing seems to work out.
Perky and bubbly. I don't know if I've heard that one in a while. Okay, go ahead. Then what?
So I went there. I assumed, since I told them my circumstances, that they did that. And I went there for 3 weeks. Then when I came back, I gave this people here, and they said, we don't accept that. Now, there are some things that are obvious to you and your team. No one told me to report to probation.
I told you you had to report as directed. I told you that right when I sentenced you.
Well, maybe I misunderstood.
And it's right on the probation order.
Okay, I didn't understand that.
Your name is Wilds?
Elizabeth Osprey.
This has been an interesting conversation. He went to mental health treatment instead of anger management? Is that what happened? I'm not understanding.
No, Your Honor,
He says he went to two anger management programs. And then he couldn't Zoom in for some reason on the 3rd. He called the company. They said, we'll send you an email, no worries. He got an email, found out it changed to Tuesday. Now he's talking about getting something, we're going to mental health treatment for 3 different sessions, right?
Originally, that's what I did, yes, sir.
Oh, that was before the anger management.
Yes, sir.
Who was that with?
Team Mental Health.
Yeah. Well, nobody told you to go to mental health treatment, did they?
Nobody told me to go to oh, sorry.
I told you to go to probation.
Yeah, well, maybe I didn't understand.
All right, what do you have here? Tell me.
Mr. McDonald did come to probation. This is how he got his instructions and all of his paperwork. So he did report to probation. What he did was he attended the first session of the anger management program with PERS. He did not attend the follow-up sessions. I spoke with Mr. McDonald twice on the phone as well as PERS. The issue is just his knowledge of the computer system. So the first time speaking with Mr. McDonald, the first time he had his daughter help him. So that's why he was successful. So when I spoke with him the first time, I encouraged him to have his daughter's help, friend, family member, to be able to get going on the follow-ups. I spoke with Kristen at PERS.
On Zoom, you mean?
On Zoom.
Okay.
Spoke with Kristen at PERS, who said, have him call, I'll walk him through it, not a problem. I've talked to Mr. McDonald again, giving him that exact same information. From that point forward, there hasn't been any phone calls made to PERS by Mr. McDonald to get the assistance that Kristen can offer him. I don't know about his communication with any friends or family. The last conversation I had with him, he asked me if I could approve an anger management program through the VA hospital, which I called him back, let him know absolutely, just bring me the information, should not be an issue at all. I never heard back from Mr. McDonald in regards to that program. So that's where I'm at with his program.
Where's the VA papers?
Well, did you ever get back to her?
Who?
Ms. Wiles. She said she approved you going to anger management at the VA.
Yeah.
And then we haven't heard anything.
Oh, well, I got the papers there.
Yeah. So I'll take a look at what he has, Judge.
Well, it's an application because they haven't scheduled it yet. I did that the day after I talked to you. Sir, when I went to this mental health place,
I don't know why you did that.
I assumed it was anger management.
Well, you can't make assumptions.
Well, I don't know.
There's a big difference. Didn't you think when I ordered anger management that they were not focusing on anger management when they're talking to me about mental health for 3 sessions?
No, I told them what I needed. They said, fine, come on in. I assumed this was an anger management thing.
All right. What do you
Yeah,
got?
the application is for VA benefits, Your Honor. The application isn't for entry into an anger management program.
Yeah, they gotta approve the benefits before I get it.
That's a process to get involved into his benefits. So based on his type of discharge, he has to get approved for benefits before they would enroll him in an anger management program. But that's what application, this is not application or information on the anger management program. It's for him to obtain his VA benefits if he was an honorable discharge veteran.
Right.
So that is a long process.
Oh, well, they said I had to do this.
Yeah, and he's doing it through, it looks like he's doing it through the new outreach office that's in Trenton off of King and Fulton.
Yeah, I went there the day after I talked to you.
His probation I'm gonna have to extend his probation.
We are past the end date, Your Honor. He was given an opportunity to try to get into the final session, into those final sessions with the anger management program. And when he didn't, the available date to be able to get him in was today.
I want you to sit down with Ms. Wiles before you leave.
Yes, sir.
Figure out where you're gonna do it. Let's get this done, okay?
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna assess costs of $75. I'm gonna extend your probation for 3 months until April 9 and assess additional probation fees of $60. I'm not gonna do anything else. The total is $135. So we're gonna give you time to do it. Let's get it done. And then you can, as soon as you're done, I mean, this is, let me see something. Just get it done. And then we can end this, okay? Can you pay the 135 today or do you need time?
I can pay it.
All right, so sit with her today, anger management. And make sure if there's any questions that you can. If there's a question about a program, call Ms. Wilds. Hey, is this good? I can't believe you were going to mental health treatment. Still, I didn't never ordered that.
I called them, they said, come in, this is what it is. I don't know the difference.
Well,
between one and the other. I assumed this is what I was doing.
Well, you've used that word assume about 5 times.
Well, that's what they told me. Come on in. After I told them I was court ordered for anger management. And this is what they gave me. I don't know.
Anger management.
Right.
All right. Good luck. Wish you well, sir. Thank you.
Okay. I'm sorry.
That was
Robert
brutal.
Fletcher Jones. 24W83.
I really thought that whole time we would get a blow up.
7094. Your name?
Robert Fletcher Jones.
It says Officer Alderman's here. Is he on? Oh, there he is. Officer, can you hear me? There you go. Your name?
Officer Alderman.
We're gonna need you to keep your voice up or maybe get closer to the device. I didn't hear you very well.
Officer Alderman.
All right. Okay. Okay, so you wish to proceed with a hearing, correct, Mr. Jones?
Yes.
All right, I'm going to ask you both to raise your right hands. Do you solemnly swear or affirm under penalties of perjury that the testimony you'll give in these proceedings will be the whole truth, so help you God? Officer Alderman? I got to have you, I don't know what's going on. You got to,
I do.
okay, wait a minute. Mr. Jones?
I do.
All right, we got to do something with your volume there. I don't know what's going on, but I can't hardly hear you. So keep your voice up nice and loud and you can proceed.
So the ticket was for improper lane use.
Louder. I don't know what's going on. Just a little bit louder. I don't know if you don't have the volume up loud enough. I mean,
The citation was for improper lane use causing an accident. Am I clear?
yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So Mr. Jones stated that he was making a right westbound turn onto West Road from Allen Road. He turned into the second lane. He made the right-hand turn on red. The other driver was traveling in the first lane and
Wait a minute.
went through
Let's slow down. Which direction was he traveling?
westbound. Westbound through West and Allen.
Okay, but when he was on Allen Road, you said he made a right-hand turn, correct?
He was traveling southbound on Allen Road, made a westbound turn
Okay.
onto West Road.
And he pulled into the second lane.
He pulled into the second lane. The other driver was in the first lane, went through the green going westbound on West Road through Allen. Mr. Jones turned into the other vehicle just west of Allen Road, causing the collision.
So the other driver was in the curb lane, traveling west. Mr. Jones, you're telling me, was turning right from southbound Allen onto westbound West, and he turned into the second lane?
Correct. And then turned over.
Did he make it to the second lane before the impact occurred?
He stated that he made it into the second lane, but he may have been in between both lanes. It was snowing pretty heavy at the time, but he turned over into the other vehicle striking. So essentially, they're both westbound, west of Allen, and Mr. Jones switched lanes and collided with the other driver.
He switched lanes from the second lane over to the first lane?
The first, and the other driver was already in the first lane.
All right, do you have any questions of him, sir?
Yeah, but why even investigate that? Because what I said, I turned to go west. And when I turned, quite naturally, when you turn right there, your car is gonna go sometime into the other lane. And then I was going down the road.
Wait a minute.
I was going down the road and I could see his lights in back of me.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, thanks for making that even more confusing.
Look at me, sir.
Yes, sir.
When you turned right, did you pull into the first lane or curb lane of westbound west, or did you pull in? Listen to my question. Don't interrupt me. Don't interrupt me.
Okay.
When you turned right onto westbound West Road, did you pull into the curb lane or did you pull into the second lane?
I was in both lanes, sir.
Well, you can't.
I mean, when I turned the corner and like you go over a little bit into the other lane and then you just straighten your car up and go down the road.
So you were straddling both the curb lane and the second lane of westbound west. Is that what you're telling me initially when you turned?
When I turned right.
And then you pulled your car into what lane?
I turned into the curb lane and I looked over my shoulder and I seen his lights.
Slow down.
Twice.
Slow down. When did the impact occur?
Further down the road, sir.
How much further down the road?
We was down by, I think it's Abbott right in there.
Where's Abbott at,
officer? That grocery store. Abbott. I forget the name of that grocery store. Right there by that grocery store. Little past by that. It's down past the, seemed like he went up on the curb.
Hang on.
And then he came back and got
You know what he's talking about?
Yeah, it's right where Dunkin' Donuts and Aldi's is.
I see. So that's not far. That's only what, am I right? 30, 40 yards from the intersection of West and Allen?
Correct, John.
Well, where was what lane was his vehicle in, sir? What lane was his vehicle in at the time that the impact occurred?
Seemed like he went up on the curb and then when I was going to try to get over, but I was scared I was going to get reared in the back of.
Listen to my question. What lane was his vehicle in at the time of the impact?
He was in the same lane.
What does that mean? The curb lane or the second?
The curb lane.
And where did the impact occur between your vehicle and his vehicle?
It was down further.
On your vehicle, where did the impact occur?
Oh, it hit the corner of my front.
This guy consistently just says the vaguest, stupidest thing possible. There's no way. There's no way you can get to the bottom of it.
Your right front quarter panel you're talking about?
Yeah, just right on the corner.
And where did his vehicle, where was the damage to the other vehicle, officer?
Rear driver's side.
Why did you feel it was okay to pull into both lanes as you're making the turn? You can't do that.
Well, sir, when you come around a curve, sometimes when it was snowing like it was, I kind of came around and then I was coming back around.
Probably going too fast, right?
And the other guy, he had to be going too fast because he was way down there on the other side of Panda down the street there. He's way down there.
And you think that the accident happened in what lane, officer? The curb lane?
Yes. Your Honor.
And you were ahead of his vehicle, right?
Right, because
Well, then why isn't this your fault? I don't understand. You have to be more specific. If
Well, I don't
he's in the right lane and you are turning back into the right lane,
No, I was already in the right lane when it occurred. I looked over my shoulder and I seen him and seen his light. I said, "What this guy gotta do?" Then I looked again, he was still over there. Then like he ran up, and then I tried to get over, scoot over this way, but I was scared I was gonna get hit in the back. So that's when he came back, and that's when I nipped him. That's what happened.
what else would you like to say, officer? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
I have nothing further.
At some point, you were in the second lane, correct?
Sir, when I turned the corner, I kind of, how you turn the corner sometime, I
You
think
can do that.
everybody does it. And
No,
then
they
I
don't.
turned-
They shouldn't. Nobody uses turn signals anymore. I don't even know why they have them on cars either.
Oh, I use mine. I use mine.
You can't say that's everybody does it.
Okay, but
I
I
mean,
mean,
that is not right. That's not the way you drive. You have to stay in the right lane when you're making a right-hand turn.
but I wasn't totally in the lane, sir.
You said you were in both lanes. As you
No,
made
no,
the
when
turn,
I
you were
turned
in
the
both the
corner,
right lane and the left lane. That's what you told me, the curb lane and the second lane. And
When
then
I
you
come
were
around
turning.
the curve, I did, sir. I'm being honest. I came around the curve, my foot back over, that's going down the road. When I looked back, I seen his lights. I seen him twice. I looked back, I said, what he's trying to do? And I looked back again, and he was
But you
still trying
pulled
to come
into
around
the
me.
right lane.
That was
That's
the
where
right
the
lane.
impact occurred, correct?
I was already in the curve. I was already going down the road, sir.
You said, correct me if I'm wrong, officer, that the impact to the victim's vehicle was in the right. I'm sorry.
Driver's side.
All right. What's that?
The driver's side. Back.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time as to how your right side could impact with his driver's side unless you pulled out in front of him or at least made a turn in front of him.
No, sir, he was, what I'm saying, he ran up on the curb like you going down there, he ran up on the curb. And then he told me, he said, I was going too fast for the condition of the road because it was bad out. And so what he did, he admitted to me. And then he said that he don't have no insurance and all that stuff to take care of that. And that's what I gonna pay for it. I said, no.
Sir, I'm sorry. I'm gonna find you responsible as charged. I don't see how this accident could have happened any other way other than you cutting him off. I'm gonna
I didn't
find
cut
you,
him off,
hang
sir.
on. I'm gonna find you responsible.
Okay.
Now, listen, you can go ahead. I'm gonna assess fines and costs of $195. If you want to appeal this, you can feel free to do that. You go down the hall and pay your money and just tell them you want to appeal and they'll set it for a formal hearing in front of the other judge, okay?
Okay.
All right, good luck to you. Thank you.
I gotta pay the $195 and then appeal it again?
You could, if you want to appeal, you pay the $195 now and you tell them you want to appeal. Did I answer your question?
Okay.
Do you understand that?
Yeah.
So if you want to appeal, just tell them that when you pay your $195 when you go down the hall. Okay?
Okay.
Good luck to you, sir.
All right.
Mr. Bowman, did you stay after yesterday and work on your Zoom skills?
No, Your Honor, I had an office conference with the Michigan State Police officer to see if we could resolve a case that we're up for trial on Friday.
I know when you were honing your basketball skills, you had to stay after and and you worked hard and worked late. You know, I thought you might have done that last night with your Zoom skills.
I was a natural as it relates to everything athletic. Unless it involved being in the water or riding a horse.
You're so passionate about it.
And yeah, he has no problem. He speaks very highly of himself, doesn't he? Right, Ms. Harris?
That's the one you're here for, plus I can use.
No comment.
You weren't here, Mr. Bowman, I don't think, when Mr. Lewis, Kirsten Lewis signed on, were you? He still hasn't gotten his Zoom game together.
As I was on mute, yeah, I was in. Yeah, Mr. Lewis has 2 tickets: driver's license suspended and a no insurance misdemeanor.
No, we talked about the real one. You know, you see his handle. You see his handle there. Now he comes in now and he's blaming it on his younger brothers. Who put that handle there, Mr. Lewis? But unmute yourself. Let me see. Let me see.
Now back in the day, someone that you may know because he's a political operative, Mr. Grover McCants, ran a club called The Real.
The
Real.
Yeah. No, let me. I know Mr. McCants very well too. You are what is that? That he's on the David Feminino commercial.
That's true, right? Yeah, yeah.
Thing on. Let's get Mr. Lewis back on the camera though. Let me see. All right, Mr. Lewis, who put the handle up there for you? Did you do that yourself or did somebody write that for you?
My goddaughter did that for me. She set my phone up for me and she said your phone need a username.
Yes, so he's blaming it on his goddaughter. So she's the one that called you The Real, right?
Yes.
Okay, you didn't call that yourself. You didn't call yourself The Real.
No, I did.
Now, let me ask you this. Do you believe what she says?
Yes.
He did. Run his driver's license, Miss Mathis. I wanted to see. Miss Jenkins, it's not nap time, Miss Jenkins.
I know.
You got to sit up.
I am. I was just waiting on for my turn, my precious little turn. That's so I can get back on.
You're gonna get your turn, Miss Jenkins.
So I can go back to school, go back to class. That's all.
Oh, are you in school now?
I signed up a week ago at WCC.
And you're not in class today? Are you out there right now?
No, I'm at home. I'm online picking the classes. They want me to pick classes while I'm online.
Oh, so you're not missing class right now? Right?
No, I'm just trying to get it all together so I can start class next week. Just doing things better, but that's all.
I got you. It's I try to do things better myself.
I gotta go get these driving license together.
Gotta get you some L's, huh?
You know it. I can't live like this, sir.
Welcome, bro. Driving down, waiting to see that police. You want to make that turn right quick so you can get out of the way, huh?
Oh no, I don't run from the police. I let them get me. They got me.
I didn't say you ran. I said you made that turn right quick so he didn't get up behind you. So he's like, no, it didn't run your plates. Who's on the Motorola Moto G? Good morning to you. I just let him in the room.
Good morning.
Do you have some clothes on, sir?
Oh, my bad.
Are you out of your mind?
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Nah, go put some clothes on.
All right.
I'm gonna put you out until you get dressed.
I was looking.
It's Romper Room, and it's been this way since they went to it. I mean, it never ends. Like when this first started, I was doing this, and it was because of COVID and all that, and I thought, okay, this is really fun. And at that time in my head, I thought, let's get all these appearances because people will get their lives straight, and this will stop, and people will start acting normal. And it just never happened.
I don't want to hear it. I swear you see it all.
Okay. We got a lot of questions about this. I don't know why. Brecken did a nice job and threw some old Judge Ron into the stream. So I think these are all old. I don't think she's on the bench anymore. I could be wrong, but I don't think so. So these are older, but they're fun.
Patient. I love that
Oh, no.
hairdo. Who is that? Is that Damian Suarez?
Mm-hmm.
You've got a great set of locks on your head.
Hey, Judge, can I, on that last one on Mr. Luis, there just was one issue. He does drive for a living trucks. And so we're hoping that just that same provision about curfew.
Except for, right. He can't leave El Paso County except for work related. He can travel.
Understood, Judge. And when you like the hair, I thought it was me.
Well, that may have been
right here. I thought it was me.
That may have been 10 years ago. Not now.
Probably longer than that, Judge. Thank you.
Bye.
Well, that was a nugget.
Good morning, everybody. It is 8:58, 4/7/2022. Judges or Texas Supreme Court OCA are still encouraging us to do remote. Everybody likes it, so that's exactly what I'm doing. We've got, do we not have the court reporter here? Miss Ceci Looney. We've got Miss Ceci Looney, the court reporter. She's the official court reporter. She's the only one that can record these proceedings. Please do not record. There's an options bar at the bottom. We're hybrid Zoom and in person. This is our first hybrid in person. Let's see how it works. I don't want anybody chatting, because poor Mr. Rick is going to be running everywhere. So he generally monitors the chat. So there's going to be no chatting. With those instructions, with those limitations, is there anybody that does not want to be on YouTube Live as well as Zoom? Very well. Let the record reflect that there are no objections. I am going to get Mr. Julio Julio Beltran, is that who it is first?
Yes, Your
Julio? Okay, at this, to what page is he on, Rick? 2?
I'm sorry, Judge?
What page?
On page 1?
Remember, I only have one laptop right now. The other laptop I cannot access. Okay, at this time, court calls number 2020-4530, Julio Beltran, announcement of council, please.
Fred Zoc for the state of Texas.
Robert Alarcon with the probation department.
Your Honor, he has a second case.
Okay, call the second case. It's not on the docket.
2018-0D0-2781.
Okay, everybody's announced. Mr. Beltran, how are you? Mr. Beltran, how are you, sir? I didn't.
Good, Your Honor. Good, Your Honor.
Okay, okay, why are we here? Is this an admonishment, Mr. Alarcon? A status or what?
This is an admonishment, Your Honor. We're here because on March 9th, Mr. Beltran tested positive with cocaine. No, Your Honor, a little bit background, Mr. Beltran's on 2 UAs a month with 24-hour notice. He had been complying with the UAs, but on March 9th, he did test positive with cocaine. It was sent to the lab and it was confirmed that he was positive. When I questioned him, he let me know that he denied any using.
He didn't what?
He denied using. Now, Judge, he did let me know that while he was at work, one of his coworkers was actually smoking.
Oh, that's BS.
Now, Judge,
one of his coworkers, que quién sabe qué más, que it was in the air, que he found it in the corner. I don't want to hear any BS, Mr. Beltran, from you. It's always excuse after excuse after excuse with you. And I feel sorry for you because you have so many other issues. But I can't feel sorry for you anymore because you can't stop using cocaine. Go ahead, Mr. Alarcon.
Now, Judge, since that day, Mr. Beltran has asked to stay away from that coworker. He's asked his supervisor to stay away from him and to not send him to any job sites with him. I do want to remind the court that on February 8th, Mr. Beltran had a crisis. We notified the court via email, and where he admitted of using relapsing as well. At that time, Mr. Beltran,
what did he use then? What did he use then?
He had used cocaine and THC, Judge. Now, Judge, due to his medical conditions, and he was unstable on his medication, so we decided to take him to EOU. At that point, he
took him where?
To extended observation unit to EOU, and then he was admitted into UBH. They addressed his medication. As you can see, Judge, his medication is actually working. You know, and since the positive UA, he's been referred to TAP. He's at the intensive outpatient level treatment, and he continues attending Ms. Payan. He goes 2 times a month, and he's going through a moral recognition therapy as well, Judge.
So what's the recommendation of the probation department?
Judge, at this time, we're recommending for Mr. Beltran to just
ignore it again. Ignore it again.
No, Judge, we just want for you if you could please admonish him, and now, Judge, I know that he's got history with the court, and but I want the court to understand that he's been stable now with medication, Judge. Talking to him from the first time to talking to him to right now, I see a change in him, Judge, and I believe that with just an admonishment would work, Judge, and obviously upgrade him to a 1 UA with 24-hour notice a week, Judge, instead of the 2 UAs a month.
Mr. Zoc, I have a very long history of Mr. Beltran for cocaine use. You know, he doesn't seem to care about his mental issues when he goes and grabs that cocaine. Mr. Zoc, are you okay with me just admonishing him?
Has he started drug treatment, or is he just?
He's in TAP. He's in TAP.
Has he started TAP?
Yes.
Okay. I, Judge, I would defer to the court at this point. You were much more familiar with this individual than I am, and I don't want to step in on your years of experience on treating individuals.
And I'm not very happy with him either. He has a very bad history with me. Very bad history. Where is he living? Did he go back to the sister's house? Where is he living?
He is staying with one of his sisters, Judge, who is
Yeah, but the sister he likes or the sister he doesn't like?
sister he likes.
Which?
The sister he likes, and we're
Oh,
actually,
did she let him back in?
yes, Judge, and as a matter of fact, his caseworker is working on getting him housing.
I'm sorry. You came in and out, Mr. Alarcon.
His caseworker from EHN, he's actually trying to get him housing, Judge.
Do you still have head duty? Can we get him to do head duty as a sanction?
Not that I'm aware of, Judge.
You don't know what head duty is?
No, Judge, that's the first time I hear it.
Cleaning toilets at the administration building or the one, we don't have any more on Hawkins? Can we get him to clean?
No, Judge, I don't think
I can think of an alternate definition.
we are doing that, especially not because of COVID. I mean, I could ask.
Hi, Judge, it's Christina Chavez.
Thank you, Ms. Chavez. Talk to me.
We were sending some of the clients for head duty at Casa Vida with Mario.
Oh.
And he also has the warehouse, just to remind.
Does Mario need cleaning and help?
Let me give him a call, Your Honor.
Please. How many hours does Mr. Julio Beltran work? Mr. Alarcon?
It is a part-time job. He does clean pools.
He cleans what?
Pools, swimming pools.
Oh, then he can clean toilets too. Okay, let's see if there is, let's see if we can do something with that. Have a seat, sir, please. Have a seat, Mr. Alarcon.
Yeah.
Thank you. She's gonna get back to us and let us know the next. The first one is, oh gosh. The first one on the docket is Luis Acosta. Is Mr. Montoya here?
I am.
Good. At this time, court calls 2020-5063, Luis Acosta. Announcement of council, please.
Red Sox, the state of Texas.
Roger Montoya for Mr. Acosta, Your Honor.
Ricardo Lujan with the Adult Probation Department, Your Honor.
And Mr. Montoya, Mr. Acosta's in jail. You want to waive his presence?
Judge, you know, when I went to see him last night, he told me that he wanted to be present.
Okay.
I know it's kind of late to be telling the court that, but I think he kind of has a little bit of trust issues with me, really, whether or not I'm actually advocating for him, because
Everybody. Okay, we'll reset it for a Friday that we have jail access. Thank you.
thank you, Judge.
You may be excused. Have a great day.
Likewise, Judge.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
Can I
the
be
next-
excused, Your Honor?
Yes.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. The next one is Christina Podaca. Does she have an attorney?
Your Honor, I just received an email that I guess they retained Mr. White in Underwood's office.
Okay, so is Mr. Wyatt and Underwood here? Are they gonna be here or what?
They should be in here, Judge. I just sent them the link.
Okay, Martin Cavada, he doesn't have a attorney? Is Martin Cavada on? Is he
Yes,
there?
he's here, Judge.
Okay, at this time, court calls 2021-2393, Martin Cavada, announcement of council, please.
Red Sox for the state of Texas.
Sandra Lanes with adult probation.
Very good, Mr. Cavada. Who announced for probation?
Myself, Your Honor, Sandra Lanes.
Thank you, Ms. Alanis. Ms. Alanis, do you recognize Mr. Cavada as the probationer in this court?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Cavada, do you recognize your probation officer?
Conoces a tu probation. Sí.
You don't speak English, Mr. Cavada?
No, he doesn't, but I'm the daughter. I can translate.
Okay, is the feedback coming from Mr. Cavada, Mr. Salazar?
Coming from Sandra Alani.
Okay. Mr. Alanis, Ms. Alanis, when you're not speaking, can you shut your, no, it's not coming from Ms. Alanis. She's muted.
Mr. Mena.
Okay, Mr. Mena. Let's see. Okay, good.
Just put yourself on mute.
Okay, good. Okay, tell me what's happening with Mr. Cavada, Ms. Alanis.
His previous officer, Your Honor, had submitted an email to the court saying that he had skipped his 10 to 11 testing on March 8th.
Hang on. Mr. Cavada, I did not ask you. Mr. Cavada, ask your dad, ma'am, if he wants a court interpreter or if he wants you to interpret.
Okay. Dice
Daughter of Mr. Cavada.
Interpretador para la corte o si está bien que yo.
Así está bien que ella me diga.
You said it's okay that I interpret.
Okay, ma'am, what is your name?
I'm Nubia Cavada.
Miss Cavada, okay. Miss Alanis, you have to go line by line so she can translate. She's not gonna.
Okay.
So start from the beginning and just cut off at every line, please.
Okay. Mr. Cavada's previous officer had submitted an email to the court.
Tu previo oficial de probation me hizo un email a la corte.
Sí. Sí.
On the email, she had mentioned that Mr. Cavada has skipped his 10 to 11 test on March 8th.
En el correo electrónico decía que tú saltaste tu prueba de 10 a 11 en marzo 8.
The
Sí.
test before that was at 7:06 p.m.
La prueba anterior era de 7 a las 7 p.m.
And the test after the 10-11 test was at 5:02 p.m. the following day.
Y la prueba después era a las 5:02.
That's
Sí.
about, that's a 10-hour lapse.
Es un lapso de 10 horas.
Okay.
Miss Alanis, any more missed or skipped?
From that email, Your Honor, he missed again on the 21st from 4 to 5 p.m.
Y otra vez te
of
salté.
March, sorry.
On March what, excuse me?
March 21st.
Okay. En marzo 21 saltaste otra.
From 4 to 5, from 4 to 5 p.m.
Okay.
5 p.m.
What did he test before?
The previous test before that one was at 12 p.m.
La anterior fue a las 12 p.m.
and the test after was at 6 p.m.
Y después era a las 7.
A las 6.
A las 6.
A 6-hour lapse. Any more miss? Any more miss, Miss Alanis?
No, not from there, Your Honor.
Is that the only issue we have, Mr. Cabal?
Yeah, besides that, he hasn't completed any of his classes thus far, but he is in TAP right now, so he's receiving those services, and he's going for his 2 UAs a month, and they've been negative so far.
Que no has tomado las clases, pero todas las pruebas de orina han salido limpias.
Okay, Mr. Cavada. When you have a 10-hour lapse or a 6-hour lapse, I think you're drinking.
Cuando tienes un lapso de 10 horas o un lapso de 6 horas sin soplar, ella piensa que tú estás tomando.
No, no estoy tomando nada.
He says he's not drinking anything.
Why don't you test?
Porque no soplas.
Oh, se me olvida.
Sometimes he forgets.
He has been on the unit for how long, Miss Alanis?
He's been on the unit. He started back in February, so he's been on the unit since then, and then before that.
February of what?
Of this year, Your Honor. So he's really been on it 2 months. You're on probation. You got it in.
Meses in probation.
I'm trying to figure out when he got it installed. He got it installed back in barely last month, so he barely has like about a month on it.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Cavada, then that makes sense, but you know what? I'm gonna let you slide this time.
Te va a dejar pasar esta vez.
One more time that you have more than an hour and a half late on any test, I'm gonna put you in jail for 3 days.
Una vez más que te tardes 1 hora y media más del horario de soplar, te va a meter a la cárcel por 3 días.
Ok, pero eso nomás 1 hora de
Una
quedan.
hora. Okay, he understands.
Okay. Okay, sir, I hope you do. I'm gonna give you a break because you barely got that machine, so you're getting used to it.
Dígale que la hora sí, nomás la hora antes de la hora. Soplar antes de la hora.
No, soplar a la hora.
No, pues no puedo soplar a la hora.
¿A cuál hora?
A las 9. A las horas que son no puedo. Puedo a las 9.
A
como
las 10.
Sí, pero no puedo a las 10.
¿Por qué no?
Pues porque si ando formando lejos y lo de acá que llego.
From what I'm understanding, Your Honor, he's saying he can blow into the machine on certain hours. Mr. Beck, is it okay if I tell him the hours in Spanish, basically, just so he knows what his time frames are?
Yes, we're off the record. Go ahead.
Mr. Cavada, las horas que tiene que soplar son las 5 hasta las 6 de la mañana, tiene esa hora, y luego el otro tiempo que tiene que soplar es a las 9 de la mañana hasta las 10 de la mañana tiene, y luego también tiene que soplar otra vez hasta las 12 de la tarde hasta la 1 de la tarde, y luego a las 4 de la tarde hasta las 5 de la tarde tiene, y luego 7 de la tarde hasta las 8 de la tarde, y su última prueba para el día va a ser a las 10 de la noche hasta las 11 de la tarde.
Ok.
Okay, so tiene 1 hora para soplar en su máquina. Eso es cuando tiene que soplar en la máquina. En esos horarios tiene 1, 2, 3. Tiene 6 ventanas que tiene que soplar.
Ok.
Está diciendo la juez, tiene que soplar entre estas ventanas y no faltar, porque si no lo vamos a poner en la cárcel.
Ok, está bien.
Ok.
Did you understand everything? Next time I'm putting you in jail, Mr. Cavada. I hope you understood.
Si entendiste
Sí,
que la siguiente vez te va a meter a la cárcel.
Sí, está bien.
Okay, thank you. You may be excused. Have a great day. Thank you, Ms. Alanis. Thank you, Ms. Cavada. Both of you did a great job interpreting.
Thank you.
Thank you. You have a nice day. Bye-bye.
Have a nice day. Yes, thank you. Yes, thank you. Jose Camargo.
He's here, Judge. He's making his way.
Mr. Camargo present?
Yes, he's making his way to the podium, Judge.
At this time, court calls cause number 2018-4288. Announcement of council, please.
Fred Zoc for the state of Texas.
Annette Torres for probation, Your Honor.
Very well. Mr. Camargo, I understand you want to get the unit. Well, let me first do it identifications. Ms. Torres, you recognize Mr. Camargo as the probationer?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Mr. Camargo, do you recognize your probation officer?
Yes, ma'am. Good
Let the
morning.
record reflect that both have identified each other. Mr. Camargo, you're asking that your unit be taken off, right?
Considered this, sir.
Okay, sir. You've been on the unit for how long, sir?
4 years.
4 years, okay. Ms. Annette, in those 4 years, have we had any issues or problems with his device?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm looking back at his case, and I'm seeing that he was admonished by the court for skipping on his unit on September 19, 2019. He was admonished by the court for skipping test on the in-home unit. And then on 2/27/20, there was another hearing. And on that day, you did order that he skip 6 times per day.
The test.
On 2/27/20 is when I put him on 6 times a day. Okay, since 2/27/20, has he been compliant?
Your Honor, he skipped on 1/26/22 from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. And when I asked him what happened, he says that he has diabetes and that he has an illness called keto well, that with diabetes, he has ketoacidosis, and that when he blows in the unit, it's hot. I don't know if he can explain further to you about that. And then on 2/20/22, he skipped from 5 a.m. to 6 a.m.
What are the?
Do this today, Your Honor. My health is in jeopardy right now.
What's up?
I have IBS.
Periods that he lapsed on those days? How many time? How long did he lapse not testing? What was the period of not testing for 1/22, 1/26/22?
I would have to go back and check, Your Honor. I'm sorry.
And this is the first time I've ever asked anybody in their whole lives to give me the before and the after on the mist.
No, Your Honor, I'm sorry.
Why aren't you prepared?
I apologize, Your Honor, that I wasn't prepared for that.
He's asking for the unit to be taken off, and you're not prepared with non-compliant behavior. You know, Miss Maggie called me yesterday and she said, she asked me for everybody to appear by Zoom. If I continue to have probation officers that are not prepared, everybody's going to have to be in my courtroom. And that's exactly what I told Miss Maggie Morales yesterday. I'm not gonna give you, be kind and gracious and let you be sitting in your own office and you're not prepared, Miss Torres. And this isn't the first time with you. This isn't the first time with you.
This is the first time, Your Honor.
Oh, no. Oh, no, it isn't. No, it isn't. I've had a history with you too. Okay, Miss Torres, find out. Right now, find out.
Wow. This shocks me. I never saw this. She's just usually pretty nice, and she's fed up, obviously. But
Why are you unnecessarily wasting the judicial time of this court?
And stop giving me that face. Remember, you're on Zoom and I can see you close up. You better stop that disrespectful face, Miss Torres. Okay, Mr. Camargo, sit down.
Woo! Cat fight.
The next one, Christopher Hernandez. Mr. Ruben Ortiz, is he present? Ruben Ortiz. Okay, the next one is Samuel Herndon. Mr. Herndon.
Judge, good morning.
Good morning. Is that you, Mr. Mena?
Yes, Judge, I've entered an appearance as of yesterday for Mr. Herndon.
Okay.
His arraignment is set for the 29th, Judge. My client is currently in the state of California working, Judge.
Okay, no worries.
Now, he will be back next week for the county court. We'll waive arraignment when he's in town, but we'll also be here on the 29th.
Thank you.
Judge.
Yes.
He's on the pure bond list.
Oh, he is. He was the only one. Ugh. He's playing games. He's tampering with a device. Defendant has no high readings, but on 4/4/22, there was a skip between 10 to 12. Mr. Herndon has also been blocking the straw with his hands since 3/16 and on 4/3. On 3/23, PR bond officer advised defendant to stop blocking the straw though defendant still insists to block the straw with his fingers.
He's blocking the what?
The straw of the device with his fingers. I guess he's gonna have to participate on Zoom. I won't make him come back yet unless he's really being flagrant and blatant and playing games with him. I'll give him an opportunity. Mr. Mena, let's reset this.
Judge, he will be back April 18 for a plea with Judge Robert Anchondo.
And
He'll be back in town.
Is this case going to be dismissed or what?
We anticipated it will, yes, Judge.
Oh, no, not if he's playing with a device.
No, I'm talking about the other one. He is going to, it was an assault. He's going to be.
No, I'm not going to wait that long. He's on with me on a DWI?
Yes, ma'am, until the 29th of April is the arraignment, Judge. This is a status.
I know, but if he's playing, that's okay. If he's playing with this, with the device and playing games with the court, I'm not gonna let it slide, Mr. Mena. I can't.
You tell me when you want me, I'll call him right now to get
Right,
on Zoom.
right. Why don't we reset it, Miss Loretta? I think we can reset it for next Thursday.
Oh, sure.
Let's reset it next Thursday, sir. I'll give you 1 week. What? Ms. Loretta?
Yes, Judge.
Thank you. You may be excused, Mr. Mena. Have a great.
Thursday,
Yeah.
I'll have him appear by Zoom, Judge.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Loretta. Bye-bye.
Excuse me. Mashie Jones, who's here with Mashie Jones? Anybody? Is Mashie Jones here? Or is he still in jail?
He's in jail, Judge. The probation officer is here.
Okay, who's the probation officer in this case? I don't want to get on the record. Who's the probation officer in this case?
Sabrina Gacciola.
Ms. Gacciola, are you here? Ms. Gacciola? I thought you said she was here. Is she here?
She's sitting in with Miss Annette Torres, Judge.
She's what?
She's sitting in the office with Miss Annette.
Well, I'm talking to her. Ms. Gacciola. She can't talk because she's sitting in the office with Miss Torres or what? Ms. Gacciola?
There is no video on Annette Torres and she's on mute.
Hold on.
Ms. Gacciola, can you speak to me?
Okay, I'm sorry. What time did it go?
Oh my God. We're gonna save this video for Miss Maggie so Miss Maggie can see why I'm gonna make everybody do Zoom. Okay, Myra Lopez.
Video, Judge.
Myra Lopez. Ms. Caballero, Myra Lopez.
Judge is going to turn this car around.
Morning, Your Honor. It's Christina. I'm on Myra Lopez as well, but to give you a heads up for Mario, he said no problem. He'll have him scrubbing toilets and deep cleaning for you. All he has to do is give him a call.
Beautiful. Okay, Mr. Julio Beltran, Mr. Robert Alarcon, come back up.
I think the probation. I'm here, Your Honor.
Hang on a second. Mr. Beltran, Mr. Alarcon, I'm going to give you 20 hours. You got to do 20 hours of head duty at Casa Vida. He'll have you scrubbing toilets and doing whatever. Another positive cocaine, you're going to jail, Mr. Beltran. I'm not putting up with this anymore. Your mental issues or not, I can't deal with you anymore. You say you have mental issues, you say you're unstable, but all you do is do cocaine. And I'm pretty much getting fed up with you too. Okay, 20 hours he needs to do. He needs to start that immediately. He needs to finish that in 3 weeks, Mr. Alarcon. So I call Ms. Chavez and she'll tell you what to do. Goodbye, have a good life.
Judge, I'm sorry, Judge. One last thing, Judge.
I said goodbye, have a good life, Mr. Alarcon.
I'm so sorry, Judge.
Okay, what else?
Judge, you know, Judge, I've seen the notice to Mr. Beltran, Judge. I have. Okay. I've talked to Mr. Beltran about the Phoenix project, Judge. I believe that Mr. Beltran would be a very, very good candidate for the Phoenix project, Judge. Especially now that he's got the 20 hours, Judge. You could talk to him every week, Judge.
I don't know. I don't know if Mr. Beltran has a genuine desire to be clean and sober.
Well, Judge, advice, Judge.
I'm not there. But you know what? Have him show up at the staffing on Tuesday. The staff will talk to him. We'll interview him. He can give his story. I want you to give a history of him with me.
Okay.
And then let's see. You know, I'm only one of the Phoenix Project staffing. He has so many mental issues that I think he does not have a desire to get clean and sober, and his go-to is drugs. That's my gut feeling.
Judge, with the medication that he's taking now, Judge, you know, and doing the 24-hour notice with the U.S. Judge.
Mr. Beltran, you want to get clean and sober?
Yeah.
Okay, convince me, because a yes ma'am doesn't convince me. I don't understand him.
He said that he's gonna show you that he can stay clean, Judge.
I don't know if that shows a genuine desire, but staffing on Tuesday, I'm not convinced.
Yes, of course, I'll have him sign in on Tuesday.
So I have a good life now.
Yes, thank you, Mayor, the excuse.
Yes, thank you. Ms. Caballero, you're next with Myra. With Miss Myra, you're next.
Yes, Your Honor.
And a judge.
We're here, Your Honor. She's here next to me.
Hi, Your Honor. And Your Honor, just a quick reminder that the victim is in the courtroom.
Thank you. I appreciate that. At this time, court calls cause number 2018-2236, Myra Lopez. Announcement of council, please.
Fred Zoc for the state of Texas.
Teresa Caballero on behalf of Myra Lopez.
Christina Chavez for adult probation.
Very well. And Ms. Myra Lopez is there present in the court, present with you, Ms. Caballero, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
And then I want the complaining.
Yes, Your Honor,
witness-
right next to me.
I want the complaining witness to come up to the podium, Mr. Salazar, please, and give your name.
He's at the podium now.
Good morning. Judge.
Okay. Good morning, sir. What is your name?
I'm Danny Rocha, ma'am.
Mr. Rocha?
Yes, ma'am.
Very good, sir. Okay. I think I remember you.
Yes, ma'am. We had an agreement in the restitution case, remember, Judge? That she was gonna pay me the $12,000 in restitution. Until she had till 2024 to pay me, right? I called the victim services, and victim services says that I haven't received, I'm getting little partial payments. And she asked until 2024 to pay me, but she wants to get off of probation, but she hasn't even paid the full compliance that you said, Judge.
Can I ask, Mr. Rocha? Okay, Mr. Roacho, right?
Rocha, ma'am.
Rocha, thank you, sir. Before you begin, Ms. Caballero, because I'll let you present your case. Mr. Rocha, somebody brought up in one of the, I think it may have been her attorney. Did you get insurance payment?
No, I don't know where she got that information, but otherwise I would have brought it up in when we had the restitution back then, the restitution court back then. I would have shown you a process of everything. But I don't know if I was an insurance claim because the insurance had already expired before they had stolen me.
Okay, so Ms. Rocha, you have not gotten one penny from insurance.
I got one payment last year, but she still owes me $8,000 to $9,000, ma'am.
How much one payment did you get? How much?
The last one was, I believe, like $500. That was last year, ma'am. And I called victim service.
I'm sorry, sir. Hang on. How much did you get paid, sir?
$500 the last check.
Okay, how many checks have you gotten?
Like 3, ma'am.
From insurance?
Yeah, from insurance, I haven't received no checks. I never got an insurance check, ma'am.
So the $500 are coming from whom?
Huh?
Where are the $500 coming from?
Oh, that's from the victim services that you told me that she was gonna pay me, remember?
Your Honor, he's received payments from Ms. Lopez in the amount of $2,570.
Yeah, that was the first month that we went to court, ma'am.
And I believe he's trying to.
After that, she's been slowing down on the payment. I called victim services and she said that you didn't give a specific date to, ¿cómo se llama? For the payments, that she had until 2024 to pay it off, ma'am. And she hasn't complied with the full amount and she wants to get off of probation, ma'am.
And I believe, Your Honor, he's trying to explain that the last payment he received was $500, which was July 14, 2021.
Yes, ma'am.
But he's gotten total paid $2,570, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Out of the $12,000.
Got it. Okay. Ms. Caballero, you wanna?
Judge, as long as she pays me what she owes me, because I'm still fixing my credit and everything, ma'am.
I understand, sir. Thank you. Ms. Caballero, you want to give your motion?
Yes, Your Honor. If I may question, complainant?
Of course, of course.
Do you mind putting him under oath, Judge?
Yes, Mr. Rocha, please raise your right hand to be sworn. Your other right. You solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give be the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God.
No.
Go ahead, Miss.
Your Honor, is a mask required in your courtroom?
No, Rick,
No, I told them their comfort, however they feel comfortable with. I could take it off, ma'am. I have no problem talking over with the judge, with her lawyer.
go ahead, Miss Caballero.
Thank you. It's hard to hear you.
It is.
Thank you.
It's hard to understand.
Mr. Rocha? Yeah. Mr. Rocha, I was not the lawyer on the original case. I'm only the lawyer on the probation case. And I have never been given access to the original file. So I have some questions. What is your relationship to my client, or what was it?
We had an ex relationship, that's why. All right?
You had a what? I'm sorry, I didn't understand you.
You had an ex relation?
We used to live together. I stayed with her for a couple of days.
You used to live together?
Yeah, for a couple of
So you were?
For a couple of days. Yeah, for like a week or two.
You were her boyfriend?
Yes, about basically, in other words.
Okay. And to whom did you lend your car?
I didn't lend nobody my car, okay? That way, I wouldn't have filed a complaint against the.
Okay, so.
I wouldn't call the police if I would have come and lend her a car, you know what I mean? To take it to Juarez. I gave nobody permission to take it to Juarez.
Did you give anyone permission to drive that car?
No, ma'am. That's why I called the cops, and the detective found them crossing the border through the cameras. Okay?
Sir, I'm asking questions, and I'm going to ask you some yes or no questions, okay? You're going to get to say your piece. So you were living with my client, correct?
Yes.
And during that time, you had a car.
Yes, ma'am.
And what kind of car was that?
A Chrysler 300, ma'am. 2015, a white one.
Chrysler 300.
Yes, ma'am.
2015. And you're saying that while you were living with my client, that car was taken?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And you're saying my client took the car?
Well, you could ask the detective about that. That's how she got.
No, I'm asking you what you're saying. Are you saying?
I can't get you, Miss.
She can't get both people talking, Mr. Rocha. Wait until stop.
Okay, listen to the question, Mr. Rocha, and it's a yes or a no answer.
Okay.
Are you saying that my client took the car? Yes or no?
Yes. Otherwise, I would have.
Did you, sir, I didn't ask that. Did you see? Yes or no? That's all. Did you see her take the car?
And they saw her in the camera in the border.
I'm sorry.
Okay. The detective saw her crossing the border.
I'm saying, did you, Mr. Rocha, Your Honor, will the court admonish the witness regarding how this works? The question answer.
Yeah, Mr. Rocha, she has the right to direct this examination. If she says yes or no, please just answer yes or no.
Yes,
listen to the question carefully and just answer the question, okay?
Did you see my client, not on a camera, not whatever, did you see her leave with a car?
I didn't leave her, but it was Sama.
I'm sorry?
They told me.
Did you see her leave with a?
Hang on, both of you again. Mr. Rocha.
Judge,
Mr.
if
Rocha.
No, I didn't see her, okay?
Ms. Cabrera, if I may.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Yes, the only thing I was gonna say, Mr. Rocha, she's already pled guilty. She's not disputing the facts. She just wants to understand what's going on. So if you'll just answer what she asked, it'll help move it along, okay?
Okay, well, I didn't see her, okay?
Okay, that's it. You didn't see her.
Okay, that's it.
Then you reported the car missing. Is that it?
Yes, ma'am, I called the cops. The detective, because we got a detective.
That's a yes or no?
Yes.
Mr. Rocha, do you not understand simple instructions? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you later on find out that the car was had been found in Juarez?
Yes.
And did you go get the car?
No, I tried to go get the car, but they wanted to give it to me, the cops, there was a hassle over there. I never got the car back. I tried to go
Okay,
get it.
so you went to Juarez.
Yes,
My question is, did you go to Juarez?
Yes. Ma'am.
Yes.
Yes.
And was there an impound fee? Was that the problem?
No, the cops didn't want to give it back to me.
But who contacted you that the car was there?
The detective told me everything.
The detective on the El Paso side.
Yes, on the El Paso side, she was working on my case.
Okay, and you're denying that you gave my client permission to use your car.
Yes, otherwise I was going to call the cops on them.
I didn't ask you that. You're denying you gave my client permission to use your car while you were living with her.
I deny it.
And you were living in her house?
It was our house. It was her house.
Yes.
Yes.
So you lived in her house, but she couldn't use your car,
Yes,
correct?
I was using it for work.
Okay, so the question is, you were living in her house, but she couldn't use your car. Is that right?
I didn't give her permission to use it, ma'am.
Pardon?
I didn't give her permission.
So that's a yes.
No, I did, yes. Yes, ma'am.
You were living, right, you were living in her house, but she couldn't use your car, right?
Yes,
okay. And 1 second. And do you agree that my client used to drop you off at work?
No.
No?
No.
So you drove to work?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry?
Yes, I drove to work.
And you drove yourself to work? And so where were you the day my client supposedly took the car?
Ms. Caballero, I think I've let it go. We're not going to litigate. She's already pled guilty. And I let you go a little bit, Ms. Caballero. I wanted to see what if he found it in Juarez. Did he bring it back? Did he not? So she's already pled guilty. So I'm not going to let it go.
The problem, Your Honor, and I understand, I will obey the court's ruling, but I do have a couple of items on the table, and one of them is to reduce. She's on deferred, so there's no conviction. So one of my requests, and this was discussed with Mr. Cox at an earlier hearing, was to possibly reduce the charge to a misdemeanor and grant her early discharge from that. That is actually on the table.
I know.
And so some of these issues are.
Okay. Ms. Caballero.
But I will move on, Your Honor.
Right. Thank you.
I want to dumb her down the ticket. Like I want to fight that.
Problem is we all kind of agreed without realizing, and I want Ms. Myra Lopez, I think I had even agreed to that maybe. But the problem is I didn't realize she owed so much restitution. I can't speak for Mr. Cox, but I don't think Mr. Cox knew either. And we've got a complaining witness that's pretty wants his money.
I think there was a general consensus that some questions needed to be answered.
Okay.
And I think the complaining witness has misunderstood what happened. I never said that he got insurance money.
Oh.
What we discussed was the question of whether or not he got insurance money. I would have no idea, and Mr. Cox had no idea. It was simply a question.
Right. but
So I
no,
want to
Ms.
let
Ms.
Mr. Rocha
Chavez-
know that.
Well, Ms. Chavez was the one that said yesterday, told Mr. Spin to into it. So that was a question that we all, right, Ms. Chavez?
Yes, Your Honor, you have been
It was-
asking the ADA since December to find
Yes.
out about the insurance, possible double dipping, what happened with the car.
Right. Right. That was one of the issues.
So these are only questions, Your Honor. Mr. Rocha started off saying that he understood that the defense attorney, who would be me, had stated that he had gotten insurance money.
No,
And I
he
can
didn't say
understand
that.
how this would have gotten lost in translation.
Ms. Caballero, he
That's
didn't
what
say-
I understood at the
that-
beginning of this hearing.
That came out of my mouth. It came out of my mouth. It didn't come out of Mr.
Okay.
Rocha's mouth. That was me because
Okay.
Chavez and myself were talking yesterday about the need.
Well,
the
these were just questions.
Okay, go ahead, but we're not going to relitigate the case as far as guilt or not guilt. So go
Okay.
ahead, Caballero.
So these were, and how much, you're saying, how was the restitution established, Mr. Rocha? How did we come to this number?
Okay, the judge, Ms. Judge Rangel gave me that she had until 2024 to pay it off. Remember, Judge?
Yes, sir, but that wasn't the question. Listen to the question carefully, Mr. Rocha.
Ms. Caballero, I might provide some light on that. On June 27th, 2019, there was a
Okay.
restitution hearing. And Mr. Rocha showed up for that.
There was a restitution hearing.
And-
okay.
Okay, was paperwork provided, or was this just what he said it was worth?
Ms. Caballero, what I have is that a compromise was given based on the values of the Blue Book. The
Okay.
range was 10 to 15,000, and both sides agreed to 12,000.
Okay, thank you. And so, okay, I pass the witness, Your Honor.
Any questions, Mr. Zoc?
No questions, Your Honor.
Okay, okay. Anything else, Ms. Caballero?
Not on this, yeah, not on this specific issue.
Okay, very well. You want to give me argument then? Or do you have another witness, Ms. Caballero?
Your Honor, no, just argument, Your Honor.
Okay, go ahead, Ms. Caballero.
Thank you. Your Honor, my client, as the court is aware, has 5 children. She is destitute. She has no money to pay. She was on food stamps. She is living with a friend. She's basically homeless. A friend has taken her in the Northeast. Probation is aware of that new address. She has no car. I understand she was in a car accident. She doesn't have a car. It looks like she has $400 to her name left over from her tax return refund. And with that $400, she's hoping to take her kids and drive to Vermont to live with a grandmother and look for work there. So we have a person who is unable to pay any restitution on any case, and I don't think could ever be revoked for that. And then we have a person who has substantially complied with the other terms and conditions of her probation. We're asking for, considering that she's on deferred, that this be reduced to a misdemeanor, that she be released from the terms and conditions of probation, and that she be allowed to leave. Well, if she's released, of course, she's free to leave. But if the court doesn't agree with that request, then possibly a combination of things that could achieve a just end. So in the event that the court isn't willing to release my client from probation, at least allow her to be on misdemeanor probation. And then from there, allow her to leave to Vermont. There are just too many obstacles here.
Mr. Zoc, your response or your position?
Judge, given that Ms. Lopez is on probation until 2024 and she still owes less than around $9,000 in restitution to Mr. Rocha, I wouldn't be opposed to her giving a chance to live in Vermont and have less conditions so that she can try to work to pay back Mr. Rocha. But I think to terminate her probation here, when she agreed to pay restitution at a restitution hearing of $12,000, only paying about $2,000 of which I don't think that would be just to Mr. Rocha. And I would oppose that and ask that she be given the opportunity to move to Vermont, get a job there if that's where she has support. So that way she can try to make some payments to Mr. Rocha so that he can get some semblance of restitution in this case.
You know, I have some, okay, are we done? Mr.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Anything else, Ms. Caballero, you want to say?
Just one.
Yes, ma'am.
One small addendum, Your Honor.
Yes,
Of
ma'am.
course, I wasn't the lawyer on the underlying case. And it's not that we're relitigating it, but it's just not credible that my client didn't have permission to drive this car. So he lives in her house, but she can't drive his car. Not believable. But here we are. So now she's over a barrel for this car that I say, had his full permission to take.
But maybe not take to Juarez, Ms.
I'm asking the
Caballero,
court to consider.
but not take to Juarez? Maybe she did have permission.
If the
It was
court
found-
remembers.
It was found in
If the court
Juarez.
remember. It was the mother, Your Honor. But around and around we go.
Yeah, I'm not trying to relitigate this, but I'm trying to relitigate it. It's over. She pled. Res judicata. Bye-bye.
And
That's it.
so
Okay.
I'm gonna ask. I don't expect to put the court in the position of terminating her probation with a complaining witness who claims he never lent it out to a woman he was shacking up with under her roof with her kids, but she couldn't use his car. Malarkey. But now she's on probation. She has, as a court knows, homeless, no money, a baby daddy. Oh, by the way, update on Soldier Baby Daddy, in and out of the psych ward for the past month 3 times.
Well,
So Soldier
who
Baby
picked him?
Daddy,
Who picked him, Ms. Caballero? I didn't pick him and you didn't. Your client did. I didn't.
I agree,
And Ms.
but
Caballero,
this is the reality.
well, let me tell you what really the reality as far as I'm concerned. The reality as far as I'm concerned is Ms. Myra Lopez was given every opportunity to be on the Phoenix Project. She was given the opportunity to have every resource available to her, including daycare. She snubbed she snubbed all of our offers. Based on that, I'm going to deny your motion for reduction, deny your motion for an early discharge. She's going to remain here. I'm going to supervise her, and she's going to get a job and finish paying this man. She was given all the resources in the world in the Phoenix Project, and she didn't want one bit of it. To another jurisdiction, sorry. She had the resources here, and she said no. Ms. Chavez, right or wrong?
Yes, Your Honor, you did offer her help with the Phoenix Project, and it went a different route when she wanted to go through with the early discharge.
Right.
We're gonna
Absolutely.
provide her with so many resources, Your Honor.
Absolutely. No, she wants to be provided all those resources again. We'll offer them to her again. She's going to pay the money she owes before she leaves or before she does it. So we're going to have another status. We're going to keep her on track because if she wants to get off of probation by 2024, we've got to amortize the amount and she has to pay that. Or else we agree to an extension. Okay. Anything else, Ms. Caballero?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Anything
No,
else?
Your
Mr.
Honor, thank
Zoc?
you.
Anything else, Mr. Zoc?
Nothing further, Your Honor. Thank you.
Ms. Myra, you better start paying this restitution to this man. You better start finding a job. Take the resources the probation department is offering to you, utilize them and pay this man the money that you owe him. Ms. Myra, goodbye. Have a good life. Ms. Apodaca, are you with us?
Yes, ma'am.
At this time, court calls 2019-4561 and ask for the council, please.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but that's the one I believe that retained Wyatt and Underwood.
And Mr. Underwood is not here, or Mr. Wyatt?
Your Honor, I called the office and they said that they were not able to get payment from Ms. Apodaca, so they were not going to be on for right now.
Okay, they did not okay, you didn't pay him, Ms. Apodaca, so they're not going to represent you, okay?
No, I mean, I had a hold on my card.
I'm sorry, ma'am. I'm sorry. I'm not going to get into that. I'm really sorry. They're not representing you is what I was just told, okay? So at this time, court calls cause number 2019-4561, Christina Apodaca, announcement of council, please.
Lucia
Adopt
Mendoza from Adopt Probation.
Fred Zoc for the state of Texas.
Good. Ms. Mendoza, do you recognize Ms. Apodaca?
Yes, Judge.
Ms. Apodaca, do you recognize Ms. Mendoza as your probation officer?
Yes, Your Honor.
Let the record reflect that both have identified each other. Okay. Ms. Mendoza, what is Ms. Apodaca doing or not doing?
Your Honor, I'm sorry. I sent an email to address that Ms. Apodaca had some skips on her device. There were 3 days that I did mention to you on that email. If I may, I can give you the dates right now.
For right now, we have 3 times. How many hours each time?
8 hours and 2 8 hours, 1 5 hours. But then after I send you that email, I have more
Oh, don't worry. A lot of them see it. Believe me. They contact me.
skips.
Okay. How many hours each skipped?
9 hours, 8 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours, 8 hours, and 6:41 minutes.
And I'm sorry.
8 hours, 5 hours. Yes.
6 hours, 8 hours, and 6:41 minutes.
Okay.
Can we also get the dates on those, Ms. Mendoza?
Yes, of course. We have, the first one was back in February 17 of 2022. The next one will be February the 25th, March the 3rd, March the 9th, March the 28th, March 30th, March 31st, April 1st, and there was one positive, but I confirmed and it was a negative, and that was one a period of time of 8 hours.
It was positive, but then you confirmed it and it was negative?
It was, yes, Your Honor. 3 minutes later, she blew negative, so it was not alcohol, and I confirmed with
sure
one of
do.
the representatives from the Smart Start.
Did she blow twice? Did you see the same
She
thing?
did blow. She blew one at 8:04 in the morning, and then later, 3 minutes later, 8:07, she blew negatives.
Okay. Okay, Ms. Apodaca, what do you have to say about that? Is that the only issue we have with her? Is the
Yes, Your Honor, this is why we're here.
Okay. Ms. Apodaca, can you defend yourself and tell me how come you're missing so much in so many hours?
I had discussed with Miss Mendoza that I know some of them were, because I'm supposed to blow at 11, and I'm gonna just be honest, I just fell asleep because I'm so tired, because I have to be at work at 5 a.m. I work in the operating room. So I have to be up like at 3:15, 3:30 to get to work at 5 a.m. Far west side. and I live on the far east side. So I know like the bigger gaps, they missed 11 o'clock was honestly, I fell asleep. I just could not stay awake. I go to work so early in the morning. And then I know some of the other ones I had discussed with her is because I work in an operating room, and I can't walk out of an operating, like in the middle of a surgery to blow, but I'm at work. I've sent her my schedule with proven hours that I'm at work, but I blow as soon as I'm done with the surgery, right before I walk into my next surgery.
But you've had this job for a long time. You haven't had any Mr. Skips.
No, I have not had this job for a long
Yes, Jill, that was my overwhelming thought as soon as she said it.
time, Your Honor.
How long have you been a nurse?
I've been a nurse for 17 years.
Okay.
But this job, I just started this job, this OR job.
When did you start the operating room job?
I started in the end of January. Mid-end January. I was at another facility prior to that, but this one's completely different. It's a new full-time job.
But see, this is what I don't understand. Are you in the operating room for 9 hours? Because
no, you're
a 9-hour lap.
No, the 9-hour laps are the missed 11s, I believe. The missed 11.
Right. Are there?
Yeah,
are you?
But I don't miss 9 hours while I'm at work.
But that's what I'm saying. 9 hour. We have an 11-hour. We have an 8-hour. So you using your work is an excuse. I don't think you're in the operating room for 8 hours or 11 hours or 9 hours.
But I've never missed 8 hours while I'm at work.
Well, I don't know I don't care where you are. You can't miss 8 hours, period. You need to blow when you need to blow. I don't care. I'm not going to put up with an 8-hour lapse. Not only that, this is the person that her husband had to pick up the child at the bar because she was at a bar drinking, Mr. Zock. So we have that little bit of a history. And then we have all these myths. Are you kidding me right now? You want me to believe that, oh, I was sleeping, I'm operating. No, you're drinking. You're drinking, ma'am. And
then going to work in an operating room. The judge is correct here.
Behavior doesn't change. We had a heck of an admonishment hearing about this issue about your ex-husband having to go pick up your child at some bar that you were drinking with supposedly your cousins. And now we're back again, Miss Apodaca. Are you kidding me? Behave. Behave. I don't put up with any of this stuff. Not with the history that you presented to me. You're gonna go to jail. I'm gonna put you to jail. Put you in jail for 10 days for this. Now I will honor your work schedule, but you're going to jail for 10 days. You better not present any more issues to me. I don't want to see you anymore, Miss Apodaca. Behave. Do what you're supposed to do for once. Okay? You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have days off?
No.
Okay. What does your schedule look like?
I work Monday through Friday.
Well, so then you have days off, Saturday and
Well,
Sunday.
Not to go to jail for 10 days without losing my job.
I said you're not gonna lose your job. You'll go in every weekend. Did you hear that? So you work Monday through Friday. You're gonna go Friday at 9 o'clock. You're gonna get out Sunday at 6. You're gonna do that for every consecutive week and until you finish your 10 days. You keep paying these games. The next time it's gonna be 20, Miss Apodaca. The next time it's gonna be 30. The next time it's gonna be 40. So stop drinking. Stop playing games. Do what I've asked you to do. Goodbye, Miss Apodaca. Yes.
Judge, I only got 9 o'clock. Is that AM, PM? I'm sorry, I didn't hear.
9 p.m. She works from Monday through Friday. Yes,
So-
Miss Apodaca. And then she gets out at 6.
6 in the evening?
On Sunday.
on Sunday. And then,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, the enter is on Friday or Saturday?
I'm sorry?
The day that she's going in at 9, is that a
Friday
Friday?
to
or-
Sunday. Friday to Sunday. Yes, Ms. Apodaca?
I had also sent like a request, which I'm sure is gonna be denied, but I had sent this request like early February, because I wanted to take my daughter to a dance competition she got invited to. But I kept getting told that there was no court. I needed to wait for a court date. I guess now I'm at a point where I don't even know like what I don't have anyone to take my daughter to this competition that she got invited to.
Yeah, that's the problem with breaking the law and getting thrown in jail.
Well, you should have thought of that before you had non-compliant behavior. Traveling is a privilege, not a right. I'm sorry, ma'am. Travel is denied.
Oh, no.
You gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta behave on probation.
The soft sits are losing their minds.
Or else I don't let you travel. Are you kidding me right now? You want me to let you travel in the face of all these myths? In the face of the little game you played at the bar? No way. No, ma'am. I'm sorry. Okay. Travel denied. Anything else, Ms.
This
Apodaca?
weekend, is it the start date tomorrow, Judge?
Yes, starting tomorrow, you need to turn yourself in, ma'am. Anything else, Ms. Mendoza?
No, Your Honor.
Very well. Thank you very much. You may be excused. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Holy moly. Daniel Rodriguez. Daniel Rodriguez. I need to see Daniel Rodriguez. Who's the probation officer on Danny Rodriguez, Mr. Artemio?
Lucinda Guerra.
He's gone. Mr. Artemio, Lucinda Guerra's gone.
Let me get it back on.
Oh my God.
Exactly. I'm using every bit of judicial restraint that I've learned in 20 years. I can't believe she's gone.
And Judge, you're gonna
Which I like her, but isn't a lot. Let's be honest.
tell the DOs that on Angel Casas, we're resetting his plea to next Friday?
Yes. Annex DOs, we're resetting Casas to next Friday.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Okay, Mr. Rodriguez, how are you?
Good, Your Honor, and yourself?
Good, sir. Good. Are you taking meds?
Yeah, I'm taking my medication now.
How do you feel?
I'm feeling better. It helps me to sleep right and all that.
You needed to what?
It helps me to go to sleep and all that.
Okay. Are you sleeping well?
Yeah, I'm sleeping good. Your Honor.
How long have you been in jail now?
Already going on 3 months.
Okay. What do you want me to do? What are you asking me to do right now?
Well, I cannot make a decision. Your Honor, it's up to what you say. Like, I'm doing good and everything, but I don't know what to say.
Okay. I put you in jail, if you remember, because you weren't taking your meds and because you were smoking pot, right? Remember that?
And Your Honor, I wasn't just taking my medications and my mom lied to me, Your Honor. I had to say it like that, but because remember that day I got U8 and I wasn't dirty, Your Honor.
You weren't there.
I wasn't smoking pot, Your Honor. I'm being honest to you. I was just not taking my medications, and well, I didn't stay home like for about 2 days or 3. That's when my mom got really upset with me, Your Honor.
So your mama got upset with you and she lied and said you were smoking pot and not taking your meds. Your mother lied.
Yes, Your Honor.
I don't believe it. Why would your mother lie? Your mother loves you. Your mother's been with you every minute, every step. When you couldn't barely even walk, she took you to the hospital. You almost died in my courtroom.
Yes, I know.
We called EMS. We called the ambulance on you. What do you mean? You think your mother's that mean that's gonna lie to you and put you in jail? Is that what you're telling me your mother's capable of doing?
Because she got upset, Your Honor, because it was just the fact that I wasn't staying home. That's why she had told me a day before, Your Honor, like, she had told me that she was gonna tell me because I wasn't staying home.
Okay, then if that's the kind of relationship you have with your mother, you're gonna stay in jail because I'm not gonna put you with a lying mother. I'm not gonna get you out of jail so you can live with your mother who's lying, who lies, who sets you up, who puts you in jail, who doesn't love you. So where are you gonna live?
Your Honor,
Guerra, Miss Guerra,
Yes,
where
Judge.
are you?
I must have gotten logged out, Judge, I'm sorry.
Your Honor, I'm just being honest, Your Honor. I don't know what to say.
Did you hear what this gentleman said about his mother, Miss Guerra, or did you not hear?
That she's lying about him using drugs?
Right.
Yes.
Do you believe him?
I'm not sure. I think mom thinks that he's using because we would drug test him. She would come in and say he was using and he was drug tested and he would be negative each time. So I'm not sure how much of it is mental health and she doesn't understand the mental health part and he's leaving at night and not coming home. So she has nothing to believe but that he's using.
Okay. So Mr. Rodriguez,
Yes, Your Honor.
those 3 nights that you stayed away, did you stay with some girl?
Yes, Your Honor. I was trying to explain you that day, but you know how things is, right? I stayed over at a girl's house because she was staying by herself. So, Your Honor, I felt bad for her, you know. I felt bad for her and because she's a close friend since I know her since middle school, Your Honor. And that's the only reason I was out, Your Honor, but
Did you have sex with her?
well,
I want to know. Did you have sex with her?
yes, Your Honor.
Oh, okay, so she's just not a friend. Or maybe she's a friend with benefits.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, Your Honor.
But do you understand that you can't do that? You have to ask permission to stay at somebody's house? You violate curfew?
Yeah, I know, Your Honor.
That shocked me for some reason. I just did not see that coming.
I know I have to be on time on time.
So is she your friend or your girlfriend? Is she a friend with benefits or is she your girlfriend?
Well, we were starting to. Well, I asked her out, Your Honor. I was pretty, you know.
Is she a side chick or your main?
Like trying to build a relationship.
Good. That's good, Mr. Rodriguez. I'm happy about that.
Yes, Your Honor.
So do you think she likes you too?
Yes, I know. I've been calling her, Your Honor.
In jail?
Yeah.
Good.
Yes.
Ma'am, are you a whore? I object to the relevance of that, Your Honor.
All right, what?
I'll tie it up real quick, Judge.
All right, go ahead.
You're not a whore?
Does she live by herself?
It's because she wasn't. It's because her mom was out on vacation, like for about 2 weeks, like, Your Honor, I think, and that's why I felt bad for her, like, because she lives in a neighborhood that's not good, you know, Your Honor, and well, I felt real bad for her.
So then why didn't you call your mother to tell her, hey mom, I've met this chick. I think I like her. She's a friend. I'm going to stay over.
I know, Your Honor. Well, that's the problem, Your Honor. Like, you know, like being with her, spending my time with her, made it go by faster, and I should have thought about that, Your Honor, because now, I'm going through this day by day, and I just, have to deal with it, Your Honor. But I should have, like, I totally, my time with her went by so fast that I didn't know, Your Honor. I don't know.
What's her name?
Olivia,
What?
I don't know. I don't know her last name, Your Honor.
You don't know her last name and she's been a good friend for years?
Olivia. Yeah.
Why is the judge asking the last name? Oh, wow.
I think, okay, you think about that. This is my problem with you, Mr. Rodriguez. I think if I let you out, I don't think you should be living with your mom anymore, but I think you need help with your mental health issues.
Yes, Your Honor. Well, I'm gonna do good, Your Honor. Like, regardless, I need to do better because what's it called? Like, I have 4 years left for my residency to expire, so I have to be showing the state I'm doing good and all that. Because if not, well, they might not. What's it called? They might not give it back or something like that, Your Honor.
Ms. Guerra, what do you think? What do you want to do?
Judge, at the last couple of hearings, we were discussing that since mom thought he was using, she wasn't giving him his psych meds. So.
Oh, I remember that.
So I think that, just because she suspects that, she's not giving him his meds, and I understand, but at the same time, it's also bringing on this behavior.
Do you have another place to live other than your mother's house, and so we can see how you can do independently? Because you're an adult now.
Yes, Your Honor. Well, actually, yes, I do.
Where?
All the way to the northeast, Your Honor, with my grandmother. With my grandfather and grandmother. They live in the northeast.
Will they let you live there?
I think yes, Your Honor. My cousin lives there, actually a cousin of mine, but he's a good kid. I think he's going to college.
Okay, he's not in trouble? He's not
No, he's not in probation, none of that. He's a good kid, Your Honor.
I just don't like the northeast part of town. Ms. Guerra, what do you think?
Where in the northeast, Mr. Rodriguez?
It's right behind, she lives right behind Tobin Park. I think that's the name, Tobin Park.
Tobin Park, is that off of, I'm not very familiar with the northeast. Tobin Park.
By railroad?
Okay, yeah, by railroad.
Yeah, all the way over there, sir.
I don't think that area is bad, Judge.
Okay. Okay, this is what I want you to do, Ms. Guerra. Call the grandma, grandpa, make sure he's welcome there, number one. Number two, I want you to get the name and the date of birth of this young lady that he wants to go out with and be his girlfriend. I want to run a rap sheet on her to make sure she's not. Is she on probation or in trouble with the law, Mr. Rodriguez?
No,
His girlfriend you want to date?
She's not on probation, none of that, Your Honor.
Okay, we're going to make sure of that. Okay, so I need you to get the full legal name of this young lady. I want you to get, do you know her birthday?
No, Your Honor, I don't know it.
If you want to be her boyfriend, you better know her birthday.
Yes.
That's the first rule of being a good boyfriend. You better know your girlfriend's birthday.
All right, Your Honor.
We need that. How are we going to get that?
Excuse me, Mr. Rodriguez, who has her number? Is there anybody, your mom, does anybody have her phone number?
I don't think I saved it in my mom's phone number, Your Honor. I don't.
Okay, well, I'll let you go out. You'll find her, right? Do you have a phone number on her?
Well, it's because actually I only contact her through Facebook, Your Honor. That's why.
Okay, contact her through Facebook, get her legal name. Once you get out, get her legal name, get her date of birth, and we'll run a rap sheet, Ms. Guerra, after that. And if she comes out, she's a criminal, then we're going to tell you can't deal with her. But if she's clean, then you can deal with her. But we can deal with that issue. He's not gonna be living with her, right? So we can deal with that issue once he gets out. Okay, Mr. Rodriguez, I'm gonna give you another chance, sir.
Thank
You need
you.
to take your meds. You need to take your meds. You need to not do drugs.
Yes,
You,
sir.
you need to comply with everything that EHN is telling you to do.
Yes, Your Honor. I'm gonna have.
And you need to abide by your curfew.
Yes, Your Honor. I'm gonna have, actually, my dad will be taking me to the appointments and everything.
Okay.
I'll be doing better over there with my grandma.
Okay, sir, I hope so. Oh, we need to run a rap sheet on the cousin. I want the cousin's name and date of birth before he goes out, though. Because I don't want, okay, do you have the legal name of your cousin and date of birth?
His name is Carlos Nunez, Your Honor.
Do you have a birthday on him?
Exciting and new.
Okay, he's living with grandma, Ms. Guerra, so you can find out. I want you to make sure grandma and grandpa stay okay. I want the cousin to be clean because he's gonna be living with a cousin. Once that's done, come back to me and I'll let him back out.
Okay.
On probation, and you give him reporting instructions. You wanna give him reporting instructions right now, Ms. Guerra?
I'm just calling clients, so if I can get a number where I can reach him.
Mr.
Oh, the what, Your Honor?
Mr. Rodriguez, what's your cell number where Ms. Guerra can reach you?
My cell number, well, she's gonna have to contact my mom, Your Honor. So,
No, you're not gonna be living with your mother.
I know, but it's because I only have that I only know so she can know where I'm going, Your Honor.
Okay, so mom can give me your grandparents' number?
Yeah, my grandma's,
Okay, and your grandmother, do they have a cell or only a home number?
I think it's a phone number,
Home number?
phone number.
Okay,
But it's home or cellular?
It's a phone number, Your Honor.
God.
Or I think it's cell phone, I don't know, but she should have both of them.
Okay.
and then I have one last question, Judge, if I could. Mr. Rodriguez, did you say your dad was gonna take you to appointments?
Yeah, he can be taking me or not, Your Honor. Yeah, my dad actually, yeah, he can be taking me to a point.
Okay. Judge, the only thing that I've heard about Dad is that he's pretty violent with Mr. Rodriguez. So when he gets upset with him, he gets violent.
Does your dad do that, Mr. Rodriguez?
He just like, he just tells me to do better, Your Honor, you know, like, but
Does he hit you? Does he hit you?
no, Your Honor, nothing like that.
Ms. Guerra, where did you get that information?
The mom.
Well, there we go again. Is mom telling the truth or not? I'm really concerned in this case about mom. Mr. Rodriguez, are your mom and dad married, divorced, or what?
They're married, Your Honor.
And your mama lives with your dad?
Yes, she does.
So you were living with your mom and dad before you got arrested?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Your dad's never laid a hand on you, never been violent?
Well, I'm gonna be honest, Your Honor, because I don't want to be lying, you know, but he don't hit me like he just hit me like playing, you know, like, but he does it aggressively, like does it for me to do, because he wants me home, you know, and I understand that, Your Honor, like this is home, you know, I have to respect that, but he don't hit me because he wants to. He don't does it because he wants to, Your Honor. It's because of my mistakes.
But do you understand that nobody should be hit?
I know that, Your Honor.
You understand you shouldn't hit anybody, sir. I don't want you to learn that behavior. When your girlfriend doesn't do what you want her to do, you're not going to lay a hand on her. That's not how you treat people. That's not how you deal with people.
I know, Your Honor.
Now, you know, his father, I mean, who else can he get rides with and do all and help him comply, Ms. Guerra? I hope he's not going to beat him anymore and hit him, because Mr. Rodriguez is going to do the right thing, but I can't tell him to stay away from dad. I can just tell you, don't let your father hit you anymore. That's not the right way to deal with situations. That's
Yeah.
not the way to get people to behave and do better.
I know that, Your Honor.
But I understand that you respect and love your father, and I thank you for telling me the truth. At
Yes, sir.
least your mother wasn't lying there, because I thought she was lying about that too.
Yeah. Well, I'm actually surprised that I'm surprised that she would say that, because, it's anything aggressive, anything like having to do with fighting and all that is something, Your Honor, is something bad for the community.
It's bad for everybody, the family, everybody, absolutely.
Yes, Your Honor.
So maybe your mama is telling me the truth.
Yes, Your Honor.
So you do drugs?
No, I'm not doing
Every day,
drugs,
Judge.
But some of it, she told you the truth, but not all of it, Your Honor.
Okay, let's keep testing mom. I want to keep testing mom, Ms. Guerra, please. I'm a little bit apprehensive about mom.
Okay, so do you want me to ask grandparents if he can go, or just that he's gonna be released to them?
No, ask permission. We don't know they're gonna say yes. Ask and see if he can live with them.
Okay.
Okay?
Do you want me to call the court, or do you want me to just send an email?
Doesn't matter. Probably call, because that'll be quick.
Okay.
That'll be quicker. We can get him out of jail, but we need to run the rap sheet on the cousin as well.
Okay.
Okay, we're gonna put you back on my Phoenix project too. I'm gonna see you every other week right now, okay, Mr.?
Every Thursday, Your Honor?
Every other Thursday on Zoom. We're gonna do this kind of thing on Zoom.
Yes, Your Honor. So I will be released?
Well, as soon as I check out your grandma and your grandma says yes, and your cousin is clean, if all of that is good and true, then you will be released sometime today, I hope. No
Thank you.
later than Monday.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, and you're gonna call him, do you have one more time, we asked you for a cell number, you didn't give it to Ms. Guerra.
Oh, all right. It's 315. 35.
Ask for grandparents' number.
So then we're gonna have to go through grandparents now to get a hold of him.
Through mom, yes. Oh,
Okay.
yeah, yes, through grandparents, yes.
Once he's living there and reporting, okay.
And if he's on the Phoenix project, Judge, he's gonna have to have something to be able to connect to us,
He's gonna have to use grandma's phone to connect,
right?
If they have a cell phone and not just a landline.
right? So we'll find all that out once he gets out. But you've gotta have a phone number where we can contact you directly.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. What else? Anything else? Any other questions, Mr. Rodriguez?
Well, actually, my dad, I think he could, what's it called? He could get me a phone, Your Honor.
Okay, ask your dad to get you a phone.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so that can help
Thanks for noticing.
you with probation.
Thank you, Ms. Bonnie.
Yes, sir. Have a good day.
You too, Your Honor.
Yes.
Judge, may I be excused?
Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, I think we're done, right?
Yes, Judge.
Judge, I think we have Mr. Butts.
No, Mr. Butts got taken care of already.
Mr.
Oh,
Butts?
I have Richard Ebling.
Yes, we have the add-on with Judge Trochet, Judge.
Okay, where is Judge Trochet?
Let me see, because I did send them the Zoom invite right away after we set the hearing.
Mr. Martinez? Remember I gave you until today?
Yeah, yes, ma'am. We talked with the complaining witness, yes.
Okay, so let's.
Okay, let me call Judge Trochet. 838-8114.
Since this is not on the docket, can we get off of YouTube, everybody?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Mr. Martinez, Mr. Nunez, because this isn't on the docket. This is just a little informal settlement conference. Everybody be safe. Have a great weekend.
All right, that was a wild one. Thank you again, Brecken. I have a whole playlist for Judge Rangel, and I think, but I haven't had a lot of videos from her for like a couple of years. And I've seen some stuff, but there were some wild bits in there. When she started asking them, if they're doing it, that just made my jaw drop. That surprised me. There were lots of other good nuggets in there as well, like head duty. There was so much I don't even remember it all. But thank you all for coming out. I appreciate it. That was a long rambling one, but it was a lot of fun. It's good. It's actually perfect because it's just freezing everywhere, and it was just a nice casual stroll. Thanks for coming out. I'll see y'all soon.